Okay, I am live. Can everybody hear me? Or is there even anybody in the chat? Looks like there are a few people in the chat. All right, David, welcome to the stream. Looks like Retro Kid was here and Prince of Strong Style also here, giving us a nice little historic breakdown of the Regal-Zbyszko feud, which will feature in this week's episode of The Clash. Good evening to you too, sir. Mr. Gov. How's everybody doing this fine Saturday evening? WWE guy for the win. Welcome. Believe you're new. I don't think I've seen your name in here before. All right. So who's ready for Hell in a Cell tomorrow night? I saw apparently WWE is doing a stream showing the construction of the cell. James Jackson, welcome. Oh, you just randomly clicked on the video because it's wrestling related? Well, welcome aboard anyway. Here on this stream, it's pretty loosey-goosey here. I'm going to watch an old episode of Saturday Night's Main Event, an old episode of Clash of the Champions, and you guys get to ask me questions and interact and talk to me about whatever the hell you want during the entire course of that. So if that sounds interesting to you, you're welcome to stay on board. The cell is red this year, bro. The cage is red now. Yeah, I saw that. Looks different. Looks different. I'll say that much. Jedi Alex, hey, welcome. You were listening to some Hailstorm, and now you're here. I'm doing great, man. Doing great. I've got a beer in my hand, and I'm ready to watch some wrestling. So, what more can anyone ask for? Okay, so before we get started with before we get started with Clash of the Champions and Saturday Night's Main Event, weekly wrestling reviews. I'm going to review all the shows I watched this week. Ring of Honor, I watched the episode with the 30-minute Iron Man match between Jay Lethal and Jonathan Grisham. What kind of beer is that? This is a Yingling. Yingling's a reliable go-to. It's not necessarily one of my favorite beers, but it's just so drinkable and good enough that it's like it's a very reliable option for me. Don't know if you saw my tweet to you, but according to reports, Pentagon and Phoenix are not going to the WWE anytime soon. Yeah, thank God. They would have gotten lost in the shuffle there. Speaking of Pentagon and Phoenix, I'm going to be talking about both of them in just a second. Weekly wrestling review. So I saw the episode of Ring of Honor that had the 30-minute Iron Man match between Jay Lethal and Jonathan Grisham for the Ring of Honor World title. This has been built up for a while, and actually the TV tapings I attended in Philly a couple weeks ago showed the aftermath of the Iron Man match, so I already knew who won. I thought the match itself was okay. I didn't think it was great. It never really kicked into 12th gear the way I hoped it would. Retro Kid, welcome to the stream. It was just, I thought it was just okay, and I was a little disappointed by it because I thought it was going to be, it had the opportunity to be like this really epic match that you don't normally get on TV. Jeff Cobb in ROH is cool. It's very cool indeed. I think he's already making quite the impact there. But anyway, I thought the match was okay. The best part of the match was towards the end where Grisham took the lead 1-0. And it looked like, oh, my God, he might actually win this. And then, of course, Jay Lethal came back and then tied it up and then won a sudden death overtime. So, overall, it was a perfectly fine match, but it wasn't like this runaway hit that I was kind of hoping it would be. Oh, you're going to Final Battle. Awesome. Have fun, man. Ring of Honor shows are great. Just be sure you get there early when they do, because they do the wrestling signing or the meet and greets with the wrestlers beforehand, and the lines get pretty long, especially Cody for the Buck. Especially for Cody and the Bucks. The lines get really, really long. What's your pick for the best 30-minute Iron Man match? Probably Steamboat and Rick Rude from Beach Blast 92, I think it was. That one would probably be my favorite. AJ and Daniels from TNA against All Odds 2005 was also pretty high up there. Oh, good. Yeah, you can't get there early then. So, yeah, Ring of Honor this week. I thought it was an okay episode, but the Iron Man match wasn't as good as I'd hoped it would be. This week's NXT, I thought was very good in terms of, again, continuing stories and having that long-running story with Aleister Black and who attacked him and trying to narrow it down in who the culprit is. It also was a nice showcase for some talents like Bianca Belair and Nikki Cross getting the main event spot and various other things like that. So not a super memorable episode necessarily, but a perfectly reasonable, solid piece of the puzzle to lead into something bigger. We've got Pete Dunne and Ricochet next week for both the North American title and the UK title on the line next week. So that should be a lot of fun. Yeah, Shayna Baszler, like, roughing up the... There were a lot of, like, kind of... I guess you could call them, like, squash matches almost, like, where they just made people look really good this week. Shayna Baszler just killing a bitch was a really cool moment. Cassius versus Riddle is coming. Yeah. Dunne and Ricochet supposedly went almost 30 minutes. Well, hopefully it's a great match. I think it has potential to be a great match. What else did I see this week? Impact Wrestling. Those guys are on the path to Bound for Glory. And speaking of squash matches, I felt like this week's show very much was done in the vein to kind of set guys up for Bound for Glory. Like the Lucha Brothers got a win. OVE got a win. Brian Cage got a win over Congo Kong. And it's going to be a 6-man at Bound for Glory with the Lucha Brothers and Brian Cage taking on Sami Callihan and OVE, which might be the show stealer. We're also getting Austin Aries versus Johnny Impact for the Impact Wrestling World title, which should be a really good main event. But on this week's show, we got kind of a surprise title match with Fallah Bahh taking on Austin Aries for the title. And I thought it was a fun match. I enjoyed that match. It was just this unlikely contender, this comedy character in Fallah Bahh getting a chance to shine a little bit and kind of push Austin Aries to the limit, and then in the end, him and KM get beat up by Aries and his 2 goons. So kind of liked all of that. So overall, fairly solid episode this week. I still don't understand why they don't put Scarlett Bordeaux in front of the crowd, because her main selling point is that she is smoking hot, and the crowd never sees her. I don't get it, but okay. Good news, WWE is thinking about bringing back the European and hardcore titles for no reason. Good luck finding a space for them with all the titles they have. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I wouldn't even know where do you even put those? Should someone have an Erica Dar as a trademark weapon in WWE? Sure, why not? The Bill and Teds. That could be the new tag team. Wild Stallions. When I went to the Impact tapings, they put Scarlett in front of the crowd. When was that? What tapings did you attend? Is it just me, or does the Impact Zone sound deader than a graveyard nowadays? Well, the Orlando Impact Zone, I mean, Jesus Christ. That was like attending a funeral watching that show every week. I think the Toronto crowd is kind of getting used to what they're seeing, but next week they're going to be in Mexico, so I think that'll be a nice change of pace. Right after Slammiversary. Okay, yeah, I think they put her in front of the crowd like once or twice, at least as far as Impact goes. She may have filmed like dark matches or something, but on the episode, she's just backstage the whole time, and I'm like, that seems like a waste. But and hey, what do I know? So yeah, Impact was okay this week, and Lucha Underground broke my heart this week because Phoenix, who's now an undead zombie apparently, after being brought back to life last week, is now basically turned heel. He turned on the the Lucha Super Friends in their trios title match, and he shoved Melissa Santos down to the ground. So he's basically a heel now. It's like, Phoenix, no! Poor K, Phoenix! Poor K! And we've also got Marty the Moth Martinez, who's looking to challenge El Dragon Azteca Jr. for the Gift of the Gods title, as well as another thing that he's bribing Antonio Cueto for. So we'll have to find out what that is next week. We also had Mil Muertes and King Cuerno beat the shit out of each other in a wild brawl, which was cool to see. Looks like we're getting Pentagon versus King Cuerno versus Mil Muertes for the Lucha Underground title in a triple threat next week. Jesus Christ, that sounds amazing. I want to see that match. Phoenix became Darth Phoenix. Yeah, pretty much. Will the UK ever get a pay-per-view again? Probably. I would, yeah, at some point they'll probably get a pay. It won't be UK exclusive because of the network. So none of those shows like Insurrection or Rebellion or some of those other shows that they got in the past. But I think One Night Only was the show they got in '97 with Taker and Brett. And Michaels and Bulldog for the Euro title. But I think with the network, they could get a UK show. It just won't be UK exclusive anymore. So, yeah, Lucha Underground I thought was a pretty good show this week. I thought Ivelisse and El Dragon Azteca had a fairly solid match for the Gift of the Gods title. And now we've got Exolicious, Joey Ryan, and Ivelisse forming a new trios team, which that should be interesting. So, overall, pretty good episode from Lucha Underground this week. I have not watched any of the Mae Young Classic because I just haven't had time. I think I'm 2 episodes behind. I haven't watched any of it yet. So maybe it's good. I don't know. It's also kind of sucks because I know who makes it to the finals of the tournament. So I'm kind of like, kind of don't want to watch it now. Spoilers, you can just kill the intrigue for it. But yeah, so that's all the talk as far as reviewing wrestling shows go. Let's get started with Clash of the Champions 27. We're continuing along with 1994. And with this show, we're getting Sting and Ric Flair renewing their classic rivalry, going all the way back to the first Clash of Champions. Man, that feels like we watched that eons ago. We're going to be reliving that rivalry as they will unify the 2 major world championships of WCW, the WCW title and the international title. And there will be one unified champion. Although big changes are coming in WCW, big things are happening, new faces are showing up, and the landscape of WCW is getting ready to change in 1994, and we will see exactly what that is. What date is this show? Clash of the Champions 27. This will be they don't have a date on this. Huh. The network doesn't have a date on this. Okay, it'll be sometime in 1994. I believe April 94, I want to say. June 94. Okay, thank you, David. You got us covered. Yeah. So this should be a very interesting show. Maybe like the end of an era for WCW and the dawning of a new one with the arrival of a certain wrestling superstar, brother. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. If you're following along on the network, I will give you a chance to get there now. You're going to want to go to Shows, Vault, Clash of the Champions, 1994, and it will be the show that doesn't have a date, but it will be the second show of 1994. So it'll be between the January episode and the August episode. June 94, so I was only 3 months old at this point. I was over 9. God, this feels like it was eons ago. Is it as much of an end of an era as WrestleMania 28 was? Yeah, probably more than that. The SD 1000 episode will supposedly be very member berries. Like, remember when Brock Lesnar superplexed Big Show through the ring? Oh, I remember. Remember when Shawn Michaels super kicked The Rock on the first episode? Yeah, I remember. Oh, remember the pilot episode where the corporate ministry formed? Yeah, I remember that. FT Legend, you can't find it. Oh boy. What can't you find? Because it's right here on the network. It's the second episode of 94. And like I said, it'll be between the January episode and the August episode. For some reason, this episode doesn't have a date on it. I don't know why. Did it even happen? If there is no date, did the show happen? Yeah, what is Rockstar Spud doing with the Authors of Pain? That looks so out of place. I mean, I don't want to say that's like giving the Legion of Doom Rocco, but it's kind of the same thing where it's like, what is this wimpy guy doing with these badass no-nonsense guys? End of an era and once in a lifetime in Mania 28 was just one big lie. Yeah, it was. It was two big lies. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if I got my history correct, Sting won his title from Vader, like at the previous pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken. Leo Rush is now with Lashley, too. What is... okay. Clash of the Champions 94. It's the second one of 94. It's the one with the description I have is Clash of the Champions 27 features Sting and Ric Flair battling to unite the World Heavyweight Championships and much more. So it's the one that has Flair and Sting on the yeah, on the thumbnail there. So who's going to be watching Hell in a Cell tomorrow night? I'm still torn about whether or not I actually want to watch that. We are Pro Wrestling. Welcome to the stream. Don't know if you've seen it, but on the Destruction Tour, they're teasing Ospreay versus Ibushi. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, so it wasn't the... Okay, so the one that became a AAA champion, it wasn't the Tito Santana. It's Santana. It's a Tito Santana. Okay. Okay, no, it'll be the one after... It'll be the third one. Then, yeah, because they've got them kind of reversed. It'll be the one after that. Stream Hell in a Cell. Nah, well, it's either that or... No, I see what FT Legend means. They're kind of reversed in a way. When I said second one, I mean date-wise, like the second one. But it's between the one that you're talking about, FT Legend. That's the August episode. It should be the next one over. It's between the January episode and the August episode. Did you see the New York Jets dominate on Monday? I did, but I don't know if that's a sign of how good they are or just a sign of how bad the other team is. I don't know. We'll know more in week 2. It's kind of like the Giants, where it's like, I don't know if they're bad yet or if they just lost to a good team. We'll find out tomorrow. What do you think of Hell in a Cell being red? We'll see how it looks on camera tomorrow. I'm not, like, my initial reaction is I'm not a huge fan of it, but it might work. Who knows? Oh, yeah, I'm sure it feels great to see your team win. I've forgotten what it feels like to see my team win. We were so bad last year. But hey, the Browns aren't going to go 0-16 this year. Hell yeah. Good for them. If they end up going 0-15-1, I will laugh my ass off. Yeah, the red is a bit more striking. Have you seen the November 16th Clash of Champions, the day I was born? No, I haven't. We will watch that one. That one's coming up in a couple weeks. Did you find the episode that we're going to watch? 27? FT Legend? No, they just painted it red just to make it red. I was certain last year that the Giants were going to go 0-16. They looked that bad. Styles and Joe are not in Hell in a Cell for some reason. I'm okay with that. You don't need more than one. Granted, I probably would have picked that one to give the sell to over Braun and Roman, but whatever. Just finished watching Fall Brawl 98. That's why I was late. Yeah, how is that show? I watched the War Games match. I really liked that War Games match, but I don't remember how the rest of the show is. I would imagine that would be a reason for a lot of people to not go to the WWE. The travel's a pain in the butt. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit play on the Clash of the Champions. Let's go ahead and get this started. Reading the description again. The Clash of Champions 27 features Sting and Ric Flair battling to unite the World Heavyweight Championships and much more. This should be fun. So we're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's not the turbocharged engine or the panoramic sunroof. It's not the heated seats or the driver assistance features. No. Our greatest feature.
The show overall is ass, and listening to this week's 83 Weeks on Fall Brawl 98 didn't help things. Fair enough.
Has gone to Hope on Wheels.
Oh, I'm thinking of God, I'm thinking of the wrong War Games. I was thinking of the one the year before between the Horsemen and the NWO. No, yeah, I don't know why. I was thinking of 97. No, this War Games was awful. Awful. Who's bigger mental issues, Michael Myers or Vince McMahon? I don't know. Probably Vince because he's real. Which was better, the first Mania, Starrcade, or Barely Legal? Is that Hulk Hogan? Debuted with WCW? What madness is this? But of those three, I would say the best. I'm thinking, like, my inclination is to say Barely Legal was the best of the three, but I'd want to watch all three of them again. And the week after I cover Hulkamaniacs Dungeon of Doom, so covering the two worst War Games back-to-back. Jesus. I'm sorry. Yeah, so we've got Hulk Hogan on the Clash of the Champions, guys. What went wrong? The last two matches at Mania 21. What were the last two matches? It was, Batista and Triple H was the main event. Yeah, we've got Hulk Hogan debuting. We've got Bobby Heenan, Gene Okerlund. Jesus. Jesse Ventura's there.
That's right. There will only be one heavyweight champion of the world. And there are so many people lining up for a match with that one and only champion. There are more people are going to be looking for the champion than they were looking for O.J. Simpson the other day.
Okay. Thank you, Bobby. Okay, Cena Bradshaw. God, I'd have to sit down and, like, deconstruct that because there was a lot that went wrong there, especially with Cena and Bradshaw. Which do you prefer in football, strong passing or strong running? Strong running. Pound the ball down their fucking throats. This is Ventura's last clash? Yes, it is. Yeah, he apparently, according to Eric Bischoff, he couldn't get along with Hulk, and that caused some problems. And then Bischoff fired him for falling asleep backstage somewhere. How was Hogan able to take the Hulkamania gimmick to WCW? He probably owns it. Will you watch Clash of the Champions up to 97? Yes, absolutely. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the ones where the NWO is a part of it. The Nasty Boys, Bebop and Rocksteady. Is Jake Strong and Lucha Underground the long-lost brother of Roderick Strong? No, but I'll say this. Jack Swagger, he's been presented well in Lucha Underground. They gave him some mic time this week. Yeah, that hasn't gotten any better. He still sucks on the mic.
Well, the former tag team champions of the world, the
Yeah, no more Missy Hyatt. No more super hot Nasty Boys managing Missy Hyatt. Shame. Did you hear that All In supposedly got 200,000 buys on Fight? I was one of them. I'm proud of that. Now, here's a stupid question. Is that a good number for the Fight app? Is that a good number? I don't know. I don't have like a point of reference for this. Where is Missy's big mouth? Around somebody's dick. Okay, now we've got tag team title match. Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan taking on the Nasty Boys. Kevin Sullivan getting ready for his eventual transformation into the Taskmaster. There's Evad. What are your favorite superhero video games? Favorite superhero video games. I really liked a lot of the Batman games on Super Nintendo. There was the, Sullivan, my son. Yep. Batman the Animated Series got a video game on Super Nintendo that I really liked. The Batman Returns beat-em-up game on Super Nintendo was really good. I did play one of the Arkham games. I don't remember which one, but that was pretty good. There was a Superman beat-em-up, the Death and Return of Superman on Super Nintendo. That is a really good Superman game. And I played a bunch of Spider-Man games that were pretty good. There was one on Super Nintendo. There was one on PlayStation I remember playing. That was pretty good. There's Cactus beating the shit out of Jerry Sags. Look at him go. It's a Pier 6 brawl. But, and then there's the X-Men games, like the one on Sega Genesis and the arcade game, which I think everyone my age, and maybe a little younger even, remembers playing that arcade game. So, yeah, those are probably my favorite superhero games. If you choke a Smurf, what color does it turn? I don't know. Purple? Do you think WWE house shows don't draw as much as TV because there aren't any promos? I don't think they draw as much because they don't matter. Like, you know, it's the only appeal of going to a house show is, oh, hey, WWE's in town. Let's go. Welcome to Die, X-Men. B-Slim81, welcome to the stream. I don't think, maybe you've been here before. I don't know. But welcome aboard anyway. I remember that Superman one. That was legit the only good Superman game I remember. I honestly can't recall playing another Superman game that was any good. Just that Super Nintendo one. And that was just a basic beat-em-up. Like, that format, they got so much out of that format, the beat-em-up format. It's like, there were like 20 games I played that were exactly the same, but they were all great, so I didn't care. Such an addicting format for a game. Yeah, they feel like, house shows feel like dress rehearsals. That's also a fair thing to say. Okay, now we've got Sullivan and Knobs going at it. God, Knobs looks fat. He looks so fat here. What are your favorite noir-style TV shows and movies? Well, favorite noir-style movies, I mean, I love The Maltese Falcon. I love, I guess Casablanca would count as noir to a point. I guess you'd say Batman the Animated Series has kind of like a, they called it goth noir kind of look to it that I always liked. The Untouchables, I liked. That old show, for those of you who remember that. Look at that! Oh, that didn't look good. Yeah, the Nasty Boys were kind of out of position there. Okay, Kevin Sullivan threw Cactus off the top rope, and he was supposed to land on the Nasty Boys, but the Nasty Boys were kind of further away. So only Cactus's legs hit him, and he just backslammed right onto the mat. But, you know. The Arkham games are great, except for the last one, unfortunately. Which one was the last one? If Star Wars Episode 9 is at least good, would you call this latest Star Wars series a success? Personally, yeah. I mean, I don't hate the new ones like a lot of other people do. I mean, I didn't hate the prequels either when those came out. I just kind of accepted a long time ago that nothing could ever top the original trilogy. But, well, you know, we'll see. Is Vince trying to make Cena and Roman like The Rock so he can fill his wet dream of The Rock versus The Rock version 2? Maybe. Arkham Knight, they turned the Batmobile into an army tank. That was one of the that was one of my problems with the Nolan Batman movies. They made the Batmobile like that friggin' Tumbler thing, and I'm like, that is so impractical. I mean, how the fuck do they not trace? How do the cops not trace that thing? Like, and how is Batman not causing an insane amount of property damage driving around in that thing? The what was the cycle that pops out of it, the Bat Pod, that was a bit more reasonable than the friggin' Batmobile. And then the third movie, they got just the Bat, like that space alien looking bat plane, which, okay. What went wrong? The Batmobile. Christopher Nolan went too far. Cactus with some back elbow sending Sags down. What went wrong? LT versus Bam Bam at Mania 11. Honestly, not as much as you would expect. The match itself was not as bad as you would expect it to be. LT clearly didn't belong in there, but it clearly had never been in there before. But overall, I think Bam Bam made the match much better than people would expect it to be.
In the ring, and you know all four guys would love to see it go on the outside.
Oh, are you kidding? They love it. So it hurt.
Here we go. Hot tag to Kevin Sullivan. It's so weird seeing Kevin Sullivan as a face.
He loves to duke it out, but he's going to gouge and bite in the forehead.
Do you have a favorite Family Guy episode? If I did, it would be one of the earlier ones because I was a fan of Family Guy in those early seasons before they got canceled the first time. I would say my favorite was probably Road to Rhode Island. It was probably my favorite episode because at that point I had really loved Stewie and Brian. And then they just turned the Road 2 episodes into like an annual thing, I think. And it was kind of became their version of the Treehouse of Horror, actually. But I kind of got tired of it after a while, as with many things in Family Guy. As a Giants fan and a kid, I was so into that LT match. Yeah, I was happy that a New York Giant was getting to shine at WrestleMania 2.
In the car, coming from the airport with Hulk Hogan.
Find out soon enough, man. So stay with us here on the Clash of the Champions.
I mean, it's got to be Hogan. Hogan just signed to WCW. Cherry comes on board. I mean, put two and two together. You have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out.
Sullivan just jumped on the outside, right at our feet here. Sullivan hit hard that time, and he's right at the bottom there, getting stopped by Brian Knobbs. Oh, the double axe handle. Sullivan goes up against the iron safety rail, right at our feet.
How would you book the Zoo versus the AWO in an underwater Inferno match? I wouldn't even know where to begin. I would need the budget of a Halloween movie to pull that off. What was your first reaction to the finger poke of doom? I kind of rolled my eyes at it. I was like, oh, yeah, that's what they're doing. Okay. And that was kind of like, oh, all right. We'll see where that goes. And it didn't really go anywhere. I think its role in killing WCW, I think, has been overstated over the years. Because keep in mind, like, the WWE does dumb shit with their titles. At that time, even, we're doing dumb shit with their titles. Like, lest we forget, Vince McMahon put the belt on himself. He literally did that. And no one talks about that as, like, this awful thing that happened. So, you know, I think it was a mistake, but it was something they could have recovered from. Cactus Clothesline! Is Kevin Sullivan related to Sully from Monsters, Inc.? Probably.
Where's Cactus going now?
Oh, look! Oh! Cactus! Bad landing there, buddy. If Twitter was around, how would the internet react to the finger poke of doom? Not well. Not well at all. Since this week is the 25th anniversary of Conan's debut, do you remember his first show? No, I don't. I wasn't watching late night talk shows at that age.
This is where these four men would rather the match to go on the outside.
The finger poke of doom had a chance to lead to something great, but they didn't capitalize on it, and people got injured. Yeah. It's a miracle Cactus can still walk. Yeah, it is. I mean, you look, especially in, like, his WCW career, like, a lot of the bumps he took, like, on flat concrete, it's like, Jesus Christ, Mick, what are you doing? Yeah, the internet was around back then, but it was nowhere near, like, the connection and social media being what it is today. It was nowhere near what it is now.
Also, fans in this telecast, our first look in the ring of the Guardian Angel.
Oh! How would you have followed up the finger poke? Well, my idea would have been what I think they initially had planned before Goldberg got hurt. I would have had Goldberg go through all the members of the NWO one by one, and then get to a Hogan-Goldberg rematch on pay-per-view. But then a ton of people got hurt, so... There's Kevin.
Dave's out there with that crutch. Watch out.
Oh, now they're going after Dave. Don't go after Dave. He's got a date with Kimberly Page later. Who remembers that angle? Heyman said that Punk, Cesaro, Bryan, and Dolph Ziggler could have worked well in ECW. Do you agree? Yeah, I do. And they would have been given more creative freedom to be who they wanted to be. Oh, Dave hit Sags with the crutch. Double arm DDT. 1, 2, 3. Even though Sags was right next to the pin and could have easily broken it up. Idiot. The Cactus and Kevin Sullivan win it. That was an okay match. It's still weird seeing Kevin Sullivan as a face, though. Because he's just one of those guys that was almost always a heel.
Sags is not finished with Cactus yet. And let's go to meet Gene Okerlund. All right, thank you, Tony Schiavone. Very quick reminder tonight on the hotline, we're going to be having all of the winners with the...
Oh, yeah, Kim Page, man. She was... Oh, my heart's a flutter just thinking about what she looked like back then. How far in advance do you think Vince planned Hogan versus Andre and Hogan versus Warrior? I think in Hogan Andre's case, I think it was something that they wanted to do from like 85 onward. Like it was something that they had in their back pocket and knew they wanted to do at some point. Hogan Warrior. Oh, here comes Sting. The man called Sting. Hogan Warrior, I think at the very least it was planned from like Survivor Series onward. I think they had a pretty clear idea that they were going to run with Warrior as their next top guy. At their best, which group did you like more, DX or the NWO? The NWO. I thought they were cooler. Like DX was like kid awesome. Like if you're a kid like walking around going suck it and all that other stuff, it has that appeal to it because it's like it's a little naughty and very immature, so kids like flock to it. NWO had a bit more of an edge to it, like believable, like, oh my god, these are violent sociopaths that are gonna murder everybody. So NWO was more appealing to me.
And I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat you up and spit you out.
Woo! He's gonna eat Ric Flair and chew him up and spit him out. What are your favorite stables? NWO, Four Horsemen. I'll say the Heenan family because I like the idea of a manager just managing all these wrestlers independently, and he has them all in like his own little group. So I like the Heenan family. I liked Evolution, The Shield.
York becoming the newest.
That's close to it.
We went with them for the last 3 weeks, and here's what we saw.
Yes, 97 heel DX. Like, that version of Shawn Michaels is my favorite version of Shawn Michaels. Here's the Guardian Angel, because he can't be the boss anymore. That was too close to the big boss man. Dangerous Alliance, that was also a great one. Thank you for bringing that one up. Yes, the Dangerous Alliance was a great one. I'm trying to think, what are some other really good stables?
You shouldn't have to live like this, man. We can make a difference out here. I mean, it's like the worst elements of society that's destroying all of this. I mean, we can make a difference.
The core didn't make the cut for me. No. The Straight Edge Society was one that I felt had potential, but they didn't capitalize on it.
That's what the Guardian Angels are all about.
How will Randy Orton be remembered? I don't know. Like, as a guy that had brief spurts of greatness, but most of it he just kind of sleptwalked through his matches. Yeah, for a hot minute, the Nexus was one of them for like a sliver of a second. There were supposedly talks of creating a new Dangerous Alliance later this year with Mr. Heyman leading them all. That'd be interesting, I guess. The Wyatts were cool before they got fed to Cena. Yep, true. Selena or Sarah Logan? Why not both? Can I have both?
Guardian Angels and people like you, we're going to clean up places like this. We're going to make a promise to everybody out here. We're going to make a better world for everybody to live in.
The Wyatt family, they were cool until they got fed to Cena and then got ruined. So, you know. Bullet Club, I can't, yeah, Bullet, see, it's so weird because they still exist. So it's like, it's hard for me to like look back at them nostalgically when they still exist. But yeah, the Bullet Club's definitely up there. Would you like to see SCU versus Undisputed Era? Yeah, I would actually. That'd be a fun match. LIJ, yeah, they're doing really well right now. Supposedly, they're more over in Japan than the Bullet Club is.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in this one-fall contest from Amarillo, Texas, he must weigh 87 pounds, Tex Slazenger.
Tex Slazenger. That name has jobber written all over it.
Back on April 17th, stripped after he attacked, you'll recall Harley Race stripped to the nightstick, the handcuffs. His whole identity gone in New York City and now has become the Guardian Angel. And he tells us he is now in the ring.
80s and 90s, internet, what wasn't cool before being fed to Hogan? Well, back in the 80s, a lot of things didn't get fed to Hogan. Oh, that's Midian! That's friggin'... Yeah, that's Phineas I. Godwin, the pig. Ah, before they were stars, I guess.
Two guys had a woman down the doorway grabbing her purse. He ran around the corner, ran right up there. 20 seconds later, the three of them had the purse.
Yeah, back in the 80s, like, they kept a lot of things separate from Hogan, like the entirety of the tag division, for the most part.
You're gonna need them.
Big Tex Slazenger. Member of the duo Tex and Shanghai. So successful in this sport tag team. He's a big guy. Right hand.
That's one.
That's it. That's one.
That's two. My goodness, he can count to three.
He didn't got a funny line in there.
Three strikes and you're out. Back. That's out of here.
I like the Boss Man.
He hit him very
Guardian Angel wasn't his best gimmick, but I like that guy, Big Bubba Rogers.
Come on, Tex.
Boss Man slam, boom. That is not a spike pile driver, Tony. That's what the hell did you? Whatever. What's a dream football lineup for you? One that wins games for the New York Giants. What was your first reaction to Bischoff being made the Raw GM? It caught my attention for sure. I was like, ooh, let's see where this goes. He did make Al Snow eat his dog. Yes, one of the greatest heel moments ever. Aces and Eights. Aces and Eights was actually cool until they unmasked everybody. Then it was like, oh, okay. Why did we never get a Hogan versus Rick Rude feud? Supposedly because Hogan didn't like working with him. Apparently he was a little rough in the ring, and Hogan didn't like working with him. So. What's your favorite scene from Jaws? The scene on the boat where they're showing off their injuries, and then Quint goes into that epic speech about it being in World War II and his shark story, basically. It's one of my favorite moments in film history. According to Steamboat, Ravishing Rick was snug. I've heard the same. Oh, look at that limo. Who's in the limo, guys? With a police motorcade. Jesus. It's the president. Yes, Rick was too rude. Yes. Remember when DX drove a tank to WCW, but it was really a Jeep? Yes.
Well, when I went there and got up in his face, I could see by his eyes. I knew he was coming to WCW. He is too stupid just to let it lay and forget it. He's going to get hurt here. Bad.
Well, Oakland went back on May 28th. Hogan said, let the fans.
What's your favorite scene from Gojira? The scene where Godzilla destroys Tokyo. That is just, I mean, there's a lot of great scenes in that movie, but that scene is just unbridled, unrivaled destruction. And it's not played for spectacle, it's played for horror, and very effective. How would you describe the first 10 years of ROH and TNA? A lot of effort, a lot of hard work, some great material. Just two companies trying to do their best to break out. And they're still around today. Jimmy Hart and Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan making his Clash of the Champions on-screen debut. But now we've got Larry Zbyszko versus Lord Steven Regal. Is that coming next? If you were sick, would you ever go see Dr. Nick? No, I wouldn't. I want to, like, get better.
I'm excited, Tony. I'm happy to be down here. There's been action. There's going to be action.
And there's a buzz here because Hulk Hogan is in the building, and we saw that big unification match. But we are set to go for the world.
Yeah, Jesse did not look happy at the sound of Hulk Hogan's name. He just kind of, like, grimaced and was like, Will the next boom period in wrestling pass WWE by? I don't know. We'll find out. What about Dr. Hartman? Better than Dr. Nick.
He's from Blackpool, England, weighing 18 stone, 2 pounds, the former world television champion.
Yeah, so Regal, we didn't see any of it in any of the previous clashes that we've watched here, but Regal and Zbyszko had been feuding throughout 1994 and had a series of matches. I think they had one on Saturday night, they had one on pay-per-view, and this is kind of, if I'm not mistaken, this is kind of the final match in their series. And they had some pretty good matches. What would Dr. Nick do to CM Punk in his last months in WWE? Probably tie a wristwatch to his butt or something.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in this World Television title event. His illustrious career has spanned over 5,000 contests.
holding more than 15 major titles. Two-time former
Larry Z.
heavyweight champion from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 238 pounds. The Great World Television
Last thing in WWE that interested you? I guess Nakamura winning the Rumble, I think. Maybe? Have you heard the rumor that Roman's Universal title reign will be longer than Lesnar's? No, I haven't heard that. Have fun with that. We'll see how that goes.
We are set to go with the World Television title matchup. Larry Zbyszko, the champion, against former champion Lord Steven Regal, who still has that get-up on. Is he going to wrestle in this coat, outer wing?
This is not a get-up, Tony Schiavone. This is history.
Yeah.
This is history. His uncle, great-great-uncle Rupert, fought against George Washington.
Well, this is Charleston, South Carolina. You think more about Civil War history than you do the Revolutionary War history, so he can peel that off and get down to wrestling here. You going to wrestle in it?
Is he going to wrestle in the...
They're just not.
Yeah, Regal's got a wig on, like a powdered wig,
You wonder why.
and he looks ridiculous. Is he going to take the wig off?
I guess I do. No, I don't.
Would you say Okada is the best modern-day world champion? He was when he was the world champion, absolutely.
Back in the month of March, Zbyszko said, I'll show you how to interview Regal. And then that began verbal attacks.
I feel left out when you in the chat talk about Lucha Underground and New Japan and Omaha, because I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, but those are the wrestling shows I watch weekly. Last WWE show I watched was SummerSlam. I haven't watched anything since.
Legend Larry Zbyszko and I are the WCW Golf Champions. So we wasted Bob New, left him laying and crying down in Orlando on the golf course. So it's going to be a tough match for me to call, but I'll do it right down the middle.
Speaking of leaving someone laying, after Regal.
There's some classic Larry Z stalling going on here.
On an interview.
The match still hasn't.
That's right. Have it on WCW Pro every Saturday morning at 9:05 here on TBS. Then Regal demanded an apology. Zbyszko came out on Saturday night. Dick Sir William ripped off the clothes of Regal. He demanded
There we go.
Zbyszko won that match.
God, Zbyszko looks like he's still in decent shape here. Oh, he almost did the Dean Ambrose rebound clothesline. The pin just fell down.
I'm kind of surprised a veteran like Zbyszko would allow that to happen. But Larry Zbyszko in big trouble. Regal with them European uppercuts has Larry on rubber legs in the corner. Zbyszko has to find his way out of this one, Tony.
I've asked the question. I asked in the first match.
Thoughts on the Star Wars prequel cast? Honestly, it's not a bad cast. I would probably keep almost everybody except for Anakin. Both the kid and the adult.
Well, I see no sign of her right now. And again, Lord Steven Regal working over.
Oh.
Drives ahead into the solar plexus. Another. Whoa,
big uppercut. Zbyszko went down.
There's a 2 count, but he's into the ropes. So Randy Anderson, you hear him say, break the hold.
If the internet was around in the late 80s, would Zbyszko get shit for being AWA champion because he was Vern's son-in-law? Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes. I mean, Jeff Jarrett caught a lot of shit for being the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, or the NWA World Heavyweight Champion in the early days of TNA. And people pointed it out. It was like, guys, this is a company that's struggling to survive. And, Jerry or Jeff didn't want to risk WWE offering a big money contract to his champion, so he kept the belt on himself. So, look at Larry! Damn! There's some fire. Oh, over the top rope onto the entrance ramp.
I'll tell you something about Larry Zbyszko. He likes to wrestle and he will wrestle.
What horror movie, if any, do you think could work as a TV series?
And Lord Stevenson, the dose of his own medicine.
Zbyszko kicking ass. Oh, Regal grabs the leg. Horror movie worked as a TV series. I don't know. That's a good question. Although it's like, Evil Dead worked as a TV series, surprisingly. Bates Motel worked, proving that Psych. Oh, look at that! 1, 2, no. Favorite basketball player? Probably Tim Duncan, because I remember watching him in Wake Forest, and he did really well in the NBA. So, yeah, Tim Duncan. How would the Edge and Christian of 2000 work interacting with the Broken Hardys? Very well. I see huge pile driver. Zbyszko, look at this. 1, 2, no. Remember Freddy's Nightmares? I've heard of it. I've never seen it. So I don't know if the show was any good or not. Swinging net breaker by Larry.
Look at this could be it. And again, the 2 count by the living legend Larry Zbyszko.
Zbyszko, who is continually working out the upper part of the body, the chest, the neck, the head.
They were bad but funny. Okay.
Uh-oh.
How to cook for 40 humans.
He has the danger of the
Uh-oh. Regal's mad.
And Zbyszko will fight you. Zbyszko, not many people know this, well schooled in the martial arts, he's a black belt. And look how focused he is.
Lord Steven.
He wants him in the corner with him. Zbyszko says, come on and get him.
Look at Zbyszko hold that clenched fist, trying to work the crowd into it now. And the crowd responding to the living legend.
Oh, look at that, Larry. Getting some shots in. I like it. Ooh. Now Regal firing back with some elbows.
Big uppercut, Regal again.
Ooh.
You know, watch these 2 guys.
I like that. Yeah, this is nice. I like this. It's just they're not doing much, but what they're doing is engaging the crowd and makes sense. So you haven't seen any shooting star presses yet I'm fully engaged. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. Has there ever been a time where you were watching a movie in theaters that was so bad you wanted to walk out of the theater? Plenty of times. I've never walked out on a movie, but there were plenty of times where I wanted to. Too many to name. What went wrong? Sami Zayn on main roster WWE. What didn't go wrong? Yeah, when Billy Kidman was the first one to do a shooting star press on the mainstream level? Oh, there's one. Oh, no, arm didn't go down. Do you really think there are any ladies watching this? No. Maybe I should, like, take my shirt off and flex more, you know. My muscles bring the ladies to the yard. Same thing that went wrong for Bailey. Main roster can't write for shit. Oh, look at that! Larry doing the Xenia on top there with his legs. Just talk about Roman, you'll get plenty of girls. Come on, man, I'm better looking than Roman. I also suffer from delusions of grandeur, just so you know.
Oh, that hurt him.
Regal butted him while he was down. That's the tough part of being in that position with the body scissors, Tony. You leave yourself so open and so vulnerable.
Ooh, jumping knee lift by Regal.
Regal doing some things we've never
Would you say All In is one of the most significant wrestling events in recent history, for sure? Yeah.
That's incredible.
For an independent Fed to do what it did, I mean, that's pretty amazing.
On a day television champion Larry Zbyszko in a big forearm
Roman looks like the bass player from Metallica. Fair comparison. Oh, look at this. Bear hug by Larry. What's he going to do? Spine buster, turn him over. Boston Crab. Oh, Sir William. Regal just cheated. That bastard. That was a good match. I enjoyed that. That was good. No, yeah, we can talk about how bad the writing is, but they're also writing a weekly live show that's 3 hours a week and another one that's 2 hours a week of new content with a monthly pay-per-view that's over 3 hours long. It's like, fuck, how do you do that? Is Tom Coughlin a Hall of Famer? Let's see. He was an assistant coach on a Super Bowl winning team, the 91 Giants. He took an expansion team to an AFC championship game. And then he won 2 Super Bowls with the New York Giants as a head coach. I say yes. Yes, Tom Coughlin's a Hall of Famer. Yes.
There is an event coming up on the 17th of July in Orlando, Florida, at the Orlando Arena. In the Sunshine State, the Bash at the Beach.
Have you ever played the Metroid Prime games? Yes, I have. I played both of them. Phone number is no longer active. Why is it still on the screen with the phone number? Yeah, thank you. Somebody screwed up there at Stanford. But yeah, I played the Metroid Prime games. They were good. I like the first one more. I'm not watching Hell in a Cell this Sunday. Probably not an unwise move. What are some of your favorite superhero movie fights? I'll tell you what. I rewatched the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie recently. That fight between the Green Goblin and Spider-Man at the very end is awesome. It's like no CGI, well, very little CGI, and it's 2 guys beating the crap out of each other with the babyface making a great comeback at the end. I'm like, you know what? That fight was pretty awesome, and I love it. Metroid Prime 3 is also good. It's on the Wii. I never played the Wii. I never played it. Fail in a Cell was completely pointless in every way and was promoted horribly. I'm not surprised. Dustin, what the hell are you wearing, dude?
Dustin Rhodes with a couple of conditions. If you want me to be a part
Least favorite superhero movie fights. I gotta be honest, even though the movie was good, Black Panther and Killmonger, their fight at the end, it was bad CGI bullshit. And didn't need to be. It's like, guys, you mean to tell me you can't get the 2 actors to put together like a reasonably good fight?
The one that will start a fight in the parking lot and bring it in the building. Now,
so yeah, I wasn't a fan of the last fight in Black Panther.
We may get hurt real bad, but I expect that. We may get fined.
Is Spider-Man the most unique superhero? He might be. Thoughts on James Cameron's Avatar?
Understand one thing.
Boring. Overly long. Yeah, that's my thought on Avatar. It looks nice. I remember you once saying you don't hate Spider-Man 3. Could you elaborate? The problems with Spider-Man 3 can largely be chalked up to the studio interference. Like, Venom should not have been in the movie. And I liked a lot of the Sandman stuff. Like, Sandman probably should have been the main villain of the movie. I like some of the stuff with Harry. The problem is that they tried to do too much. But I did like parts of it. So... yeah, you're not missing much. I can't imagine anybody saying Avatar is the greatest film ever, but what do I know? Johnny be bad. Johnny be bad. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Mark Marrow, a.k.a. Johnny B. Bad, fought Steve Austin in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. in '96, which was ultimately won by Steve Austin. Am I correct on that? Because if so, then this match is a prelude to that epic night of Steve Austin's career.
Maybe the match he picked would be Stunning Steve, since Stunning Steve no longer is with Colonel Rob Parker. Here's a thought.
That dance scene, though. Yeah, the dance scene was a bit much, yeah. I liked, okay, the dance scene in the club was a bit much. I liked the dance scene where he's like going up and down the street, like hitting on chicks and stuff. I like that part of it. And Sam Raimi defended it in a way where it made sense. He's like, he didn't want people to like Peter in the suit, in the alien costume. So he wanted to present him in a way where people would want him to get out of the alien costume, and that was his solution. So it's like, all right. Forrest Gump, yeah, that really, oh, we see he's got the facial hair going. Still got the blonde hair, but he's not quite stone cold yet, but that was the match Austin busted his mouth. Yep. Hell in a Cell is pointless if you've got destruction to watch. Omega versus Ishii and Okada versus Tanahashi. I am down for all of that. Thoughts on Christian being a crybaby in early 2002? It was kind of funny, but they didn't have a long-term plan for it, which was the problem. Your favorite Raw episode was taken down a while ago. Can you tell us what it was? It was the Zamboni episode from 1998, the night after Breakdown. That was my pick. King of the Ring was also Mero's first loss in the WWF. Oh, okay. What would you say was the last great season for The Simpsons? Probably, I mean, the Golden Age was up to season 8, so season 8 or 9. Favorite WWE match of all time? Oh, God. So many. Depends on what mood you catch me in. For today, I'll say Brett and Bulldog from SummerSlam 92. Wasn't Christian a crybaby for his world title run in 2012? I don't remember his world title run in 2012. Why'd they take the episode down? Probably copyright violation, because YouTube has gotten really, like, strict about that stuff. Oh, look at Johnny B. Bad go. Boom. Boom. Chop. Ooh, back elbow by Steve. What went wrong? The Cleveland show. Seth MacFarlane trying to rip himself off too much. Like, he got to start by ripping off The Simpsons, and then he tried to rip himself off with American Dad and the Cleveland show. The title run was in 2011. Okay. Yeah. I don't remember it, so.
Johnny B. Bad getting pretty darn angry here, showing a little bit of a temper. The full-on dragon twist down on the arm. And Stunning Steve.
Gotta like those tights of Steve Austin. It just has U.S. Champ written on the back in white text.
I think it would be hard for either man to wear the other man down. Take a look at Johnny B. Bad with it.
Did you know that Mania 11 inspired Kevin Steen to become a wrestler? Is this good or bad? I guess good, because we got a good talent out of it. I can't believe that that was the thing that inspired him, because that show's horrible. Mark Mero got retired by Gilbert. No joke. I remember that. I remember watching that.
Stunning Steve has held everything but the World Heavyweight Championship. It's the only belt he has not held.
He held that television belt for 18 months.
Long time. I didn't think we'd ever see another one. The only reason he lost that was to become the U.S. Heavyweight title. Another step up the ladder. This guy's a great wrestler.
Oh, big drop kick by Big Bad. How would you have ended Cena's first title reign in 2005? I thought the ending they did was great, with Edge cashing in the Money in the Bank. That was a great ending. What went right? Gilbert. Drop kick and up and over. Go Steve.
Steve kisses the safety rail on the far side. And now Johnny B. Bad after him again.
Go back and watch the vignettes of Love joining NXT and compare him to now.
Crap all over the floor today. I'll get covered with it out there.
Well, too bad. Up on top. Oh, and came on.
Is that a
Kevin Owens. Okay.
Over the top. 1, 2.
Quick story. My mom came home from work yesterday and said she saw a rat in our driveway. I instantly thought of you.
Floats over the top.
Nice to know I'm associated with the things I fear.
too bad was with 2 Ds?
Thoughts on Pentagon signing? Who did Pentagon sign with?
Keep an eye
Kevin said Shawn versus Diesel is mainly the reason it inspired him. Yeah, and I don't hate that match, but it's not their best work. I thought their match a year later at Good Friends, Better Enemies was much better. One of the best matches. It might even be the best match of Shawn's title reign.
I do.
Pentagon signing with WWE.
on.
No, I don't think he'd be a good fit there because they wouldn't know what to do with him. He's too hardcore, and he doesn't. You know, his promos are in Spanish. I don't think they'd have a good handle on him. If you were writing a horror movie, what would be your inspirations?
Stun gun. He has inside toe hold called the
I would try to pull something from real life because Nightmare on Elm Street, as crazy as that movie is, it pulled from something that Wes Craven read in a real story, and something that actually happened in real life, and he decided to kind of adapt that into a horror movie. So I would look for something. The Exorcist, same thing. It was based off a real documented exorcism case that happened in my hometown, actually, of Silver Spring, Maryland. So I would try to pull something that happened in real life and try to make a horror story out of that.
over the top. He caught the leg, the quickness of bad hip.
We need to book an entire WrestleMania with the Zoo and the AWO. There are some guys from Chikara, bro, who have C-based gimmicks. I don't get the appeal of Andrade Cien Almas. I haven't watched him since he's been on SmackDown, so I don't know what he's like. What happened in real life that inspired those movies? Well, in the Exorcist case, it was a real documented exorcism. I don't know anything beyond that. And Nightmare on Elm Street, there was some story about some kids that like died in their sleep or something crazy like that. Pentagon needs story and character development, everything WWE lacks, and is why him and LU is the best version of him. How would Jim Cornette react to Chikara? Goddamn, son of a bitch, these motherfuckers go out there and they dress like cartoon character, more phony bullshit. Goddamn, son of a bitch. Motherfuckers expose the business with their phony hand grenades and their funny bullshit. Fuck those guys. Have you ever played any horror games? I guess like Super Ghouls and Ghosts would count. Like the Castlevania games would count, but nothing like nothing like the games I'm. Oh, look at that roll up! 1, no, Austin kicked out. Besides last year, have you ever taken a long break from wrestling? What's the longest break I've ever taken from wrestling? Not really, because I've always watched it in some capacity. Even if I gave up on WWE, I would watch. I would have something else to watch. So he's been feuding with Rusev and Lana in mixed tag matches. Okay. Cornette wrestled a Ninja Turtle. His opinion is invalid. Fair point. Fair point. That motherfucker put over an 8-year-old girl. Fuck him for exposing business, making it look like a joke, making himself look like a joke. Can't take the motherfucker seriously as a world champion if he loses to an 8-year-old girl. Fuck him. Fuck Kenny Omega. Oh, God, look at these shots.
Side headlock into the ropes.
Ooh!
Knocked him down again to the U.S. champ. Now pulls him back up. Steve whips him to the ropes.
Oh, running drop kick by B Bad.
That's a desperation move, but a good one.
When will Cornette move on with wrestling? I have no idea. Probably never. Probably right after he pisses on Vince Russo's grave, which he said he wants to do.
Atomic drop.
From the reverse angle, another reversal.
How would Vince Russo react to Chikara? Hey, bro, they got these guys in Chikara. They got these guys, bro. they do this really funny stuff, bro. You got to see it. They're hilarious, bro. They make me laugh, DDT. Look at this. We got another good match going here. He wants to dance on Jim Herd's grave. Damn. Jim. I mean, I've had people I worked with that I hated, but once I don't work with them anymore, that's it to me. Like, I don't have to see you ever again. We're fine. Irish whip into the corner. Clothesline.
That time he charged him in the clothesline work. Body slam.
Crappy body slam. D-Bad's going to fly. What went wrong? Jim Herd. I think the people that worked for him are better at answering that question than me. Are you watching Hell in a Cell tomorrow night? I don't know yet. It's a game day decision. Wasn't Silence of the Lambs inspired by Ted Bundy? That might have been an inspiration. I know Ed Gein was another inspiration. If you were booking WWF at the time, would you have had Kane go over Taker at Mania 14? I would have strongly considered it, yes. Because the streak wasn't a thing yet, and I would have been thinking, dude, Kane is red hot right now. We got to have him go over. Oh, what the fuck was B-Bad going for there? That didn't work. How would Cornette react to the Zoom? This motherfucker right here, Patrick Kelly, fuck that guy. He's booking this bullshit with a bunch of animals and fucking Mantar. I thought Mantar was done and dead and buried, but no. Motherfucker goes from a past, come on back. And I keep going back and forth between like an actual impression and the Bruce Pritchard impression. Austin missed. Motherfucking son of a bitch and all his goofy bullshit with all these animals. Fuck him. Fuck Patrick and his bullshit. Do you remember what episode of Raw where Kane chokeslammed Taker onto his parents' caskets? I believe it was the go-home show for Unforgiven, if I'm not mistaken. It was before Unforgiven. I know that. What has Austin got in his hand? Ooh! Foreign object. He's got the gimmick. Small package. 1, 2, 3. Austin wins it. Old school. You got the gimmick. Which impression is more fun to do, Cornette or Russo? I think Russo, because Cornette I'm just ripping off Bruce Pritchard. But Russo, that one's fun. Oh, here's a second referee.
Who's this bozo? Look, there it is. There it is. 1, 2, 3. The second referee just counted Johnny B. Bad. You can't have that, somebody. Johnny B. Bad's got the belt. Johnny B. Bad. Is Johnny B. Bad the new U.S. champion? You talk about cheating. What the hell do you call this? Who was the legal referee? They're still discussing it in the ring right now. You can only have one referee, Tony Schiavone. You can't have a second referee come up and make... I heard someone say SummerSlam 92 is the best one-match show of all time. Would you agree? No, I thought the Warrior Savage match was really good too. So it was more than one match. I liked Michaels and Martel. I thought that was a good match. What went wrong? Zilla 98. I've already gone... Yeah. It's American made. Ladies and gentlemen, Hulk Hogan! Would Austin still have been as over as he was as Stone Cold if he kept his WCW hairstyle for his WWF run? Probably, but the bald head just completes the look. So it just, that character looks better bald. Ever watch any 90s All Japan? No, I haven't. There he is. So does Roman need to go bald like Austin and Roman? Or Austin and Hogan?
Maybe that's the key to success as a top guy. You got to go bald. Would Austin and Rock get over in today's WWE? Initially, and then booking would destroy them. Okay, we got a WCW program with Jimmy Hart, Hulk Hogan, and Mean Gene Okerlund.
Reception here on TBS and World Championship Wrestling.
Well, you know something, Mean Gene? I knew all my Hulkamaniacs were going to be excited when I signed on the dotted line with a WCW. And as the momentum built, Mean Gene, the Pythons kept getting pumped and more pumped, brother. But now that I've actually stepped out here with a WCW, now that I'm here in Charleston, brother, I've got to say, 5 times I was a champion of the world. Body slamming Andre the Giant, God bless his soul. That was one thing. But listen to all my Hulkamaniacs, brother. Listen to him, Mean Gene.
Speaking of Rock, his daughter is 17 and starting to train at the WWE Performance Center. Well, hopefully she does well.
And myself and all my Hulkamaniacs go, brother.
I mean, those are some big shoes to fill, so I hope she's ready.
Yes, but there's one other thing. What about this big unification match tonight?
What would you have done with HBK at Mania 17 if you could use him despite the back injury?
But as far as the unification match goes, dude, I've been on the top of the mountain for so long.
Probably make him the special guest referee of Triple H and Undertaker.
But now that I'm in the WCW,
they wouldn't have had that ref bump. That with the referee that was unconscious for half an hour.
Ric Flair, 2 great heavyweight champions, brother. They're gonna get it on tonight, brother.
The Shockmaster is world champion, is feuding with Mantar, the leader, and the Shark, the leader of the AWO. Epic. I love that booking.
And that means I gotta look in the mirror each and every day, brother. And I gotta ask myself, was I the greatest of all times? But now with a unification match, 1 belt, 1 man, 1 champion, and we all know how I feel about Ric Flair. Whoever wins this match, whether it's Flair or whether it's Sting, that's who I'm going to set my sights on, brother, and that's who I'm going after.
We never got HBK versus Rock.
Hey! Whoever wins this match, who do you think you're talking to? You're talking about Ric Flair. And I've been looking for you for a lifetime. You grab a ringside seat because I'm going to show you firsthand why.
Is Ric Flair out of breath? Jesus, dude.
Of all time.
Woo!
Well, let me tell you.
Okay, who can out crazy who, Flair or Hogan?
In every move for the last 15 years, brother. And I knew someday, Mean Gene, it would come to this. This is what the whole world's talking about. Everywhere I go, brother, from Venice Beach.
Hogan had the Hollywood Hogan heel voice before he turned heel. Never knew that. Yeah, he's slowly transforming into Hollywood Hogan. Would Sable get over or hated in 2018? She would probably get over for her looks, but if they actually tried to have her wrestle, they'd boo her out of the building.
Someday, Ric Flair, I'm going to show you, what you gonna do, brother?
In the 4 years since your worst WWE pay-per-views list, would you add any pay-per-views? There have been a few. Yeah, Battleground 2017 you mentioned. Yeah, there have been a few that might make the list. I'd have to go back and look at it. Were Goldberg, Nash, Hogan, etc. being paid by Vince while they were sitting on their ass in 2002 or 2001? I think they were being paid by Turner. They were getting paid by Turner. That's a hell of a deal.
We are back live at the Clash of the Champions.
Get paid to do nothing.
Charleston, South Carolina, back with Bobby the Brain Heenan. Hulk Hogan is here. He has made his intentions known. Ric Flair made his intentions known to Hulk Hogan as well. And we're just about ready to go for the unification match, but no sign of sensuous Sherry yet. Kicking her man brain.
Well, I thought she'd be in the motorcade with Flair. Then again, when Flair came out, Hogan. Then when Hogan came out here to talk to Mean Gene, I thought Sherry would be around. Maybe Sherry's looking for you.
I doubt that very seriously. Fans,
she hasn't lost all her taste.
There's no doubt about it in WCW. Hulk Hogan making the move.
Why couldn't they be paid by Turner and then Vince sign him as well, double pay? I mean, I'd have to look at the contracts, but there was probably some exclusivity involved in that.
As you know, number 32 for the Orlando Magic is the top superstar in the NBA today.
How would Russo book WWE in 2018, and how would people react? A lot of pole matches. People would probably shit on it.
He's back in the WCW. And what you gonna do, WCW, when the largest arms in the world?
We got Hulk Hogan and Shaquille O'Neal together. That's weird.
Hulk Hogan's going right to the top. Isn't that right, big man? That's right. And what you gonna do when the Hulkamania runs wild on you? Yeah.
Yeah, but the contracts were with Time Warner, not with WCW. Have you checked out the new Nitro book that's getting a ton of praise? I have not, but I want to check it out. Why do good matches on awful pay-per-views interest me? They're a diamond in the rough. How would... wait, what? I'm sorry. Russo would book the women in pole matches. Yeah, probably. Least favorite genre of music? I can't stand, like, a lot of the pop music that's out in the last, like from, like, the Britney Spears era on to today. I don't like a lot of that. Not a huge rap fan. Do you like Harry Potter? Yeah, I do. I do like Harry Potter. I have all the movies on Blu-ray and DVD, and I have all the books, so, you know.
They're all in this building together. And Nature Boy Ric Flair,
Woo!
heavyweight champion of the world, is in the ring.
And called Sting. The man called Sting. Pitch part 3 to me, Russo. Could you post it again? I'd have to go back in the chat and look for it. What's your favorite Potter book movie? Favorite book? Probably Order of the Phoenix. My favorite movie? I like Chamber of Secrets. I know a lot of people shit on that one, but I like that one. Well, that kid is really impressed by Sting. If WWE was in book form first, what would be better, the show or the book? I would hope the book.
Let's go now. Down to the ring and Michael Buffer.
What went right? ECW. Passion, energy, and effort. Look, bro. Part 3 of this Zoo storyline, bro. The Shockmaster is the world champion, bro, okay? And he's feuding, mind you, with Manta, who's the leader of the Zoo, and the Shock, who's the leader of the AWO, bro. I'm telling you, it's money, pure money. Fans will love it.
From Charleston, South Carolina.
Yes, Chamber of Secrets. That's the movie that catches a lot of shit for some reason. I don't know why. It's a murder mystery. I liked it. You know.
This is the one.
Undisputed heavyweight championship of the world.
Wait, all my life for this.
First, wearing gold and weighing in at 200.
The Shock versus Manta, bro, in an underwater inferno match, bro. It'll be great, bro. Vince, how can they be underwater and then surrounded by fire? Bro, let the production guys figure that out. I'm telling you, this is my vision, okay, bro? I'm telling you, this is gonna work. Where would pro wrestling be if WCW won? I have no idea. Not, you know, if WCW had won and WWE went away, I'm not confident that WCW would have been a stable enough business to keep the business as a whole going. So I think WWE is a more stably run organization.
Will be one champion tonight. Will be one title here in World Championship Wrestling. The world's been waiting.
Are there any matches that people hate that you enjoy? The blindfold match at WrestleMania 7. I love that match. People shit on it, but I like it. What went wrong? Vince Russo. He went to WCW. That's what went wrong. Oh, who is this? Is that Sensational Sherry?
It's gotta be Sherry. Sensual Sherry is making her way to the ring.
Could you imagine how Austin, Raw, Taker, and DX would have looked these days if WCW won? They would have gotten jobbed out, much like how the WCW guys were jobbed out in WWE. I don't doubt that at all.
I guess it comes down to Flair and Sting. If that's Sherry.
We got the Red Rooster, bro, taking on Shock Boy in a hair versus mask match, bro. It'll be great.
She has selected Sting.
Oh, she's got Sting face paint on.
Sting has Sting's face paint.
Fans, she has apparently selected Sting. We'll have the unification.
Yeah, the 2007 blindfold match wasn't great. No. Krista James, welcome to the stream. Would you rather have dual branded pay-per-views or brand exclusive pay-per-views? I think brand exclusive pay-per-views are a great idea. The problem is they've never gotten to a point where both shows are good enough to sustain pay-per-views.
It's for the unification of the world heavyweight and the world international title, Sting and Flair.
Thoughts on Sherry with Harlem Heat? I thought she worked well with them.
Shelly Flair down.
The Zoo versus the AWO in a War Games match? You're thinking too small, bro. I'm thinking, get this, double decker, Inferno on a pole, team battle warfare. It'll blow War Games out of the water, bro. I'm telling you. It'll be great. What's your favorite Odell game? The ones where he wins. Which haven't been many since he's been with us. And certainly not in the playoffs, the one time he got to the playoffs. Look at that. Look at Sting. Fuck you, Flair.
And there's always been animosity there between the two. They've had some classics. We talked about the first clash in '88. What about the Great American Bash in Baltimore, July 7th?
Are you a fan of the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show? I've never seen it.
The Meadowlands, January of '91. Flair won that title back last August on TBS. Here on TBS, Saturday night, a classic between Ric Flair and Sting. And now it comes down to two men, like Hulk Hogan earlier said, the two greatest in WCW to unify the title. And you're seeing exclusive.
Ooh, dropped hold by Flair. Sting fights out of it. Oh, back to a hammerlock. Nope. What went right? SummerSlam 98. Great build-up, great energy. The company was on a creative high. You know, it's almost like they couldn't go wrong. Oh, man. The triple cage looked cool. I'll give him that.
See, this is not Ric Flair. You can tell Hogan has gotten under his skin. He wouldn't go out there and flex to the humanoid. He always concentrated on his opponent. But am I right, Giovanni? He just looks askew tonight. You know what I mean? His thinking is just not there. He's trying to get it back now. He's trying to get his focus. Speaking of focus, look at that kisser.
Sensual Sherry in the corner.
What went wrong? Mania 16. Almost no singles matches. Too many multi-man matches. Too many tag matches. It just felt like a cluttered mess. And the ending was horrible. Leapfrog. Gorilla press. Down he goes. Oh, I think if WCW had stuck around, the triple cage would have been like a regular thing for them. Because, again, it looked cool. I mean, but... And Flair just face flop for no reason. Outside. He went outside the ring just so he could face flop.
Am I right, Giovanni? Does he seem focused?
World War III. The three-ring setup looked cool. It was just like, it's just a battle royal, though, so it's just window dressing on a fairly ordinary match. So I don't know if there's any way you could tweak that to make it work. I mean, the three-ring setup did look neat, but I don't know if there was anything you could do to really face that.
Once and for all, to get counted up.
Would your reaction have been the same this past Mania if Taker beat Cena in seconds and the streak was still intact? Probably. Yeah. What went wrong? The New York Giants. Ben McAdoo and reliance on Odell Beckham were a huge problem last year. Also, our O-line got old, and we haven't been able to replace him. Our O-line is embarrassingly bad. Hopefully that gets better as the season progresses, though.
Flair's coming off a couple of tough matches with Vader and the classics with Steamboat. I mean, his body has taken a beating.
What do you think about Sting and Slamboree against Vader? That wasn't easy.
Oh, they almost handed it to him.
Sting.
Oh, look at that hip toss by Sting. Clothesline. Another clothesline. Another clothesline. Boom! Rick is getting his ass kicked. And he just bumped over the...
You're right. Sting and Flair tumbles on the outside.
Do you play fantasy football? No, I don't. I get so invested in the games that I would just be... Having to keep track of every single game would just drive me nuts. I would go insane.
The great pros in this sport, including Ric Flair, will tell you that a lot of times matches are won and lost in training.
Now, he's halfway down the aisle. He's talking to the ham and eggers of this world. Rick, focus on the man with the pain.
How did you first react to Lesnar's Mania 19 botch? I almost shit my pants in fear. I thought Lesnar just killed himself. I was like, oh, shit, that's not good. And then I could kind of tell, if you look at the ending of that match, like Lesnar, nobody's home. And it's like, oh, fuck. They need to go home now because he's out of it.
It's been overwhelming in the opening moments of the match. We talked about training and preparation.
3 favorite moments in WWE history.
I think Sting has his number.
Andre turning on Hogan.
Flair's mind's at.
Um,
He's even got the same color.
the
That's the first.
probably the fully winning the title in '99. And see, narrowing it down to 3 is hard. Liz and Randy reuniting is a great one. So I'll just stop right there. Those are my top 3. Would you pick Odell for your fantasy team? I'd consider it. Sure. Doesn't mean he's going to win the game, but he might win me a fantasy game. Sure.
Nothing else behind it. Oh, Tony.
Oh, look at Sting come back. Hip toss. Drop kick. Ric Flair looks out of it, man. Oh! Figure 4. Roll up by Sting. 1, 2. No.
They were standing everywhere.
Oh, shut the ref. Don't blow it. Don't get disqualified.
Person going down. Again, Flair takes him off.
For years, when I was a manager, they blamed me for distractions. They blamed me for interfering. No one is more distractful or interfering more than Hulk Hogan, and you're witnessing it right now. I'm telling the truth.
All right.
Best wide receiver ever not named Jerry Rice. Tempted to say Randy Moss.
Because Sting has cut him off.
But you know that Sting isn't rushing.
I always liked Megatron because that dude, it's like,
He's got time.
there were times where Stafford would throw that thing in triple coverage and you come down with the ball. It was insane.
Listen to that. Sting.
If WWF didn't do Flair Hogan before Mania 8, would you have had Hogan or Flair go over at Mania 8? I probably would have had Hogan go over just to have the babyface go over, but, you know. What if WWE had post-fight interviews like UFC? That would actually be an interesting thing to start doing. Like, because wrestling desperately needs like a format change. Oh, misses the Stinger splash. Oh no, poor Sting. Crashed and burned. Russo versus Cornette in a death match. Backlash 2018. What about it? It sucked. And there goes Sting. Okay, we all know Sherry's going to turn on him, right? We've all figured that out. Cornette would probably train for the death match. Give me that motherfucker. I want him in the ring so I can beat the piss out of him. Fuck that guy. Then I'll drag his carcass to a Dairy Queen, throw him on the table, and tell them to cook the motherfucker. Make a goddamn good meal for once. Follow my order. Hey, do what I tell you to do. Give me what I ordered. I want that motherfucker's carcass cooked and put in my goddamn sandwich, motherfucker. Sting is in trouble. Would you like to add wrestling cliches to those videos? Yeah, I remember when I did those. Those were a long time ago. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I did a few videos that I'd like to go back and revisit, maybe update. Oh, knee drop.
Looks like she had Oreo cookie and exploded in her face.
Revisit the best Raw and redo the worst Mania matches. I mean, there have been some contenders. Flair's foot's on the rope. Ref. I mean, the last few Manias, there have been some strong contenders for, like, among the worst WrestleMania matches. Any new cliches? I'd have to think about it. I hadn't really thought about it. It's something I'd have to, like, sit down and actually think about. I don't remember which ones I said in the initial videos, to be honest. They were that long ago. Reigns Taker, man. That match took years off my life. That thing was, oh, God. Back suplex. Sting is down. Figure 4 time. Sting kicks out.
Sting struck him off. The right thing to do. That's the second time he's gone for the figure 4. When you're in this predicament, you have to prevent against the figure 4. Instinct for Stinger.
Sting looks discombobulated.
But he has to try to prevent the figure 4. Meanwhile, Flair trying to get him on the canvas. That's what he wants to do. Put the figure 4 on Sting and win the unification match here on the Clash. Believe me, I believe you.
Oh, sleeper hold.
I put the sleeper. He has it hooked. And Sting is right in the center, as you can see.
Lesnar ended Taker's streak and beat Taker in Hell in a Cell with the exact same sequence. I'll just take your word for it because I really don't want to go back and watch that WrestleMania 30 match again. Anything valuable about that match can be watched in the last, like, 10 seconds. So.
He's going to check his arms, right? 3 times? Right. He needs to ask first. He needs to get an audio response. He's fighting it. And that's when you become, that's when it puts you out the quickest. And when you fight, you've got to relax in that hole. As long as Sting can answer him, then he won't tip the arms. Sting apparently said, I'm okay. How could he be?
Oh! Oh, and Flair goes flying into the ropes. Face flop. That is like, the face flop is like the goofiest thing that people love about anybody in wrestling. It's just so ridiculous, but everybody loves it, so can't fault it. Oh, Sting caught him. Catapult. That was the worst catapult I think I've ever seen. And Flair face flops again. Say that 3 times fast.
And both men are down. Oh, what a matchup.
Which is worse, Backlash 2018 or December to Dismember? December to Dismember. That was like next level shitty. How would you have booked Brock if you had him in the Attitude Era? I mean, similar to how he's usually booked, where he just beats everybody, but I would have kept him off the mic for sure. I want Charlotte to do the face flop so badly. She's done it a couple of times, hasn't she? Really good. Whoa, up and over. Oh, Sting with a clothesline. I can't believe I almost paid for December to Dismember. I can't believe you almost did too. 2, 3, 4. Up. Inverted atomic drop. Oh, Sting blocked it. Clothesline. Backlash 2018 or Battleground 2017? Battleground 2017. That was special level of terrible.
Second floor. Third floor. Uh-oh. He's going to the big one. This could be it. This could be it.
Top rope superplex. Got him. Yeah, I remember when Lesnar was doing that. He was winning all of his matches by stoppage. Taker and Mankind, both were important, but who made Sting up top? Misses with the splash. Taker and Mankind, both were important, but who made less of an impact during the wars? I would say Taker, believe it or not. Like, Taker was just kind of, I'm not trying to diminish his role. He was just kind of one of the guys that was there. Foley became like a big, big star. And like the emotional backbone of a lot of what they were doing during that time. Suplex by Flair. Got it. How would it come? And Sting's back up. No selling, bitch. Hip toss. Drop kick. Did the match start over? Sting's doing all the same spots he was doing at the beginning of the match. How would a commentary team of Mr. Heyman and Mr. Heenan go? Very well, I would hope. Or maybe not well because they're too similar. Oh, no! Sting was doing a plancha, and Flair threw Sherry right in front of Sting. So she took the bump. Damn. Top 5 stars of the Attitude Era. Austin, Rock, Vince, and then... Ooh! Foley and... After that, either Triple H or Undertaker. Probably more Triple H. Backslide! But there's no referee. He's checking on Sherry. Oh, there he is. Now we know where Brandy and Magnus got their spot for All In. Yeah, right. Roll up. 1, 2. He held the tights. Flair won it. Have you watched any shot of Brandy? Not yet. No, I haven't watched it. Who would be the heel commentator? Exactly. That might be the problem with Heenan and Heyman together. They're both kind of the same. Boo!
Incredible. What a battle. What a fight. Unfortunately, no Sherry.
Which is worse, Battleground or December to Dismember? December to Dismember, probably. I mean, that was like so incompetently made.
Now you see the 2 belts, Ric Flair is the champion. Now he's looking at Sherry. What?
Oh, Sherry was with Rick the whole time. Oh.
It was a setup. It was a setup. Here we go. Check the plate off on Sweeto. In a minute.
Now Sherry's going up top. She just did a top rope splash in an evening gown. That's only in pro wrestling could you see something like that. I love it. That's great. King of the Ring 95 or December to Dismember? Oh God.
I want a man who wrestles
King of the Ring 95, probably. Oh, now she leg drop Sting in the crotch. I love Sherry so much. There's Hogan. Look at that pop for Hogan. Whoa, no. Ric Flair got out of the way of the boot. Best pairing for Bobby Heenan. Gorilla Monsoon at the booth. Should more wrestlers be booked like Becky? You're not a face. Do what you do and let the fans decide. Probably. Oh, there's Jimmy. It's almost like this show morphed from WCW into WWF right before our eyes. Because it's like, it was Flair and Sting with Sherry at ringside. And then, like, it became like Hogan, Jimmy Hart, and Sherry. It's really weird. Punk once said that Sherry was tougher than half the guys on the roster. That's probably true. Wrestler manager best pairing for Heenan. Probably Rick Rude. I thought they complemented each other perfectly. Did you see Road Dogg's tweet about the Becky Charlotte thing? I did not. What did Road Dogg have to say? The red, white, and blue run through his veins.
Gotta do, brother. Now I know what all the Hulkamaniacs that I have to do. Just like I tore this t-shirt apart, brother.
Just pick a side. That's all we want.
On Ric Flair.
I feel like the fans did pick a side.
Let me tell you something, Flair. In 2 days,
Punk versus Sherry in UFC, who would win? Well, Sherry's no longer with us, so Punk would win by default. But if she were alive, Sherry would probably kick his ass.
I dare you, Ric Flair. Let's end the myth. Let's find out who the legend is. Let's find out who the real heavyweight champion is. I challenge you, Ric Flair. If you've got the guts, Turner will be there. I have a contract. And what you gonna do, brother, when the Hulkster and all my maniacs destroy you? All right.
So that Hulkamania cocaine in full effect.
This Saturday night, 6:05 Eastern Daylight Time on DiBiase. We know Hulk Hogan's going to be there. Good possibility the chairman of the board, Ted Turner, will be there. What about Ric Flair? Will he be there? And what about you? Will you be there? I hope so. We'll see you Saturday night. For Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jesse Ventura, Tony Schiavone, and our capacity crowd. Good night for the Clash of the Champions live from Charleston.
Okay, that concludes Clash of the Champions 27. I really like that show overall, surprisingly. Obviously, Hulk Hogan's inclusion would not reap immediate benefits, as we would see later in the year, 94 and especially into 95 and early 96. But I thought, as an introduction to Hulk Hogan and unifying the titles and a couple other good matches like Larry Zbyszko and Regal and Austin and Mero, I thought that this was a pretty good clash overall. The singer of American Made sounds like the lead singer of Iron Maiden. Hulkamania is probably what he calls his cocaine. Did you like American Made? Not really. It just felt like a poor rehash of Real American. I'm predicting for a junior heavyweight title tournament that Marty wins and faces Taiji Ishimori. I'd be okay with that. Isn't it relieving that wrestlers nowadays will live longer than those of the 80s and 90s? Yeah. Now, it feels like that's one good thing that's happened in the business, where it feels like a lot of guys have the lifestyle of being a pro wrestler has been cleared up considerably. So, okay, we just finished a really good episode of The Clash, but I'm going to take a quick break. And when I get back, we will watch Saturday night's main event 28. So don't go away. I'll be back, and we'll have more to talk about and more to watch. So stay tuned. Hello all, I am back. I've returned. I'm going to go watch Omega versus Ishii. Enjoy. That sounds like a really good match. Let me go. Have you seen Cornette's rant on Vince Russo? Which one? Okay. I mean, I feel like that's like a weekly thing, isn't it? All right, Saturday night's main event. We are still in 1990. This will actually be the final Saturday night's main event of 1990, unless you count the episode of the main event that happened in November, which we already watched, WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, this one, like I said last week, I think last week's was the last great Saturday night's main event that we're going to be seeing. I think there's an immediate downturn here. Looking at the Legion of Doom and Ultimate Warrior versus Demolition matches, which weren't that good. And we also got Hulk Hogan and Tugboat versus Rhythm of Blues. So I am not looking forward to watching this show, to be perfectly honest. Did they ever release episodes of Saturday Night's Main Event on VHS back in the day? No, not that I recall, but they did have like compilation videos full of matches, and they would include Saturday Night's Main Event matches on the tapes. So this is going to be a real sign of a downward turn for what was once a great show for the WWF. So let's get started. I'll give you a few minutes to catch up if you're following along on the network. It'll be the October 1990 episode. Just go to shows, then Vault, Saturday Night's Main Event, 1990, and look for the October episode. While I eat these nice little coffee biscuits or whatever they are. And drink my coffee. I always have coffee when I watch the WWE Network. You know that. Of course we do, sir. Everybody knows that. Of course we do, sir. Now that I have my coffee, I'm ready to watch wrestling. Where do you go on the network to watch the Coliseum videos? Good question. There's like a home video selection in the vaults. Let me get the exact name of it. Where is it? Yeah, look for home video classics in the vault section on shows. Coffee at 11 p.m.? Sure, why not? Okay, guys, I think we're going to get started now. All right, Saturday Night's Main Event, October 1990. The Ultimate Warrior joins forces with the Legion of Doom to face Demolition. Randy Savage faces Dusty Rhodes, Hulk Hogan, and much more. Oh, yeah, what happened? Okay. We're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cricket covers over 99% of Americans.
Powerful stuff. Moving on. Do you see that?
Looks like bad coverage. Who's next?
I've got cricket. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Smile. You're on cricket.
Oh, shit. This is the Oktoberfest episode. Oh, no. Oh, no. Everyone's wearing lederhosen.
Welcome, everyone, and welcome to a special Oktoberfest edition of Saturday Night's Main Event. I'm Vince McMahon, and joining me tonight as Meister of Ceremonies is the Clunky from Glasgow. Why, he's Hans and Franz all rolled into one. Here he comes now.
I hate this show already. I hate it already. Vince is irritating me. We got Roddy Piper in lederhosen. They've made like 2 bad Oktoberfest jokes already. I hate this show already.
send them both bouncing back to Baghdad.
And the Texas Tornado defending the Intercontinental Championship against Haku. Gesundheit. Thank you.
Oh my God.
The Macho King Randy Savage squares off against the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
American Dream gonna knock the king right off his throne.
I support all the baby faces.
With the immortal Hulk Hogan teaming up with Tugboat to square off against Jimmy Hart.
Oh my God.
On Rhythm and Blues.
Where you got Jimmy Hart, you got Dino Bravo, you got an earthquake.
The logos for Rhythm and Blues, that looked horrible. Looked like it, like something you'd see in a kindergarten class.
With the World Wrestling Federation champion, the Ultimate Warrior, teaming up with the Legion of Doom to meet all 3 members of Demolition.
Demolition is like United Germany. Legion of Doom and Ultimate Warrior, that's like oil and water.
Maybe, maybe not, but that's our first matchup right here on Saturday night. Straight event.
You sounded like Mo just now. Mo who? Like Mo Howard from the Three Stooges?
Standing by, hashtag and crush of Demolition, followed by the Ultimate Warrior and the Legion of Doom. I'm on Smash and I'm crushed together. We're Demolition, and we're in a real party in mood because tonight we're gonna celebrate Oktoberfest Demolition style. Yeah.
Oh, Mo Sislak. Okay, that's who you meant.
The Tag Team Championship, the Legion of Doom. Animal, I'm gonna pull your finger, knuckles right off. Huh? I'm gonna rip off your eyebrows. And Ultimate Warrior, I'm gonna turn you upside down and kick your cock right in the 5th row.
So you want a party, huh? Well, we're the original party animal. I think it's going to be one Oktoberfest.
Yeah, look at Hawk with the old school NWA paint.
You won't be going to the hospital. You'll be headed.
They called me Kid Gorgeous. Then it was Kid Presentable. Then it was Kid Ugly. Then it was just Kid Mo.
Well, you're right. So what are you gonna do about it? Crying your beard, stopping your snickle, or whimper over your weed?
It's time to put it down, because up from the bottom comes our very own U-boat.
Why didn't they give Gilbert a winning streak? Because that destroys the gimmick. And the Ultimate Warrior just appeared out of nowhere, sure. He's just saying Blitzkrieg over and over again. That's one of Warrior's best promos. He's just, Blitzkrieg! Blitzkrieg!
Well, here's a prime example of what happens when twins marry. Take a look at
Jesus. Piper, that was a good line. He looked at Demolition and was like, that's a perfect example of what happens when twins marry. It's like... The Saturday night's main event in ring debut of the Road Warriors.
Hard to get a handle on that, huh?
Yes, indeed. Stepping into the ring now, the Legion of Doom, and they're going to be joined very shortly by World Wrestling Federation champion, the Ultimate Warrior. You can feel the electricity here in this capacity crowd in anticipation of what's going to be an extraordinary 6-man tag team matchup. Yes, the Warrior and the Legion of Doom against all 3 members of the
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
The Survivor Series.
What went right? LOD. Fantastic look. Great presentation. Couldn't be beat. And there they go. They just clobbered Demolition. Now, if memory serves me right, Demolition basically gets squashed here.
Put the enthusiasm here with these boys.
Talking about a blitzkrieg, we just saw one a moment
Did you watch the CMLL 85th anniversary show last night? I did not. No.
Demolition all the way to the outside. You know it's time to regroup, Hot Rod.
Oh, there's Dustin Rhodes.
You know who that was? No. That was Dustin Rhodes' son there. I can tell they both got blonde hair. All kind of luminaries here. Well,
yeah, this is Dustin's WWF TV debut, if I'm not mistaken. He's sitting in the crowd right now, which will play a role in the Randy Savage Randy Savage and Dusty match later in the show.
There's no silence whatsoever. We got a handful of hair almost. We got rope against the rope. These guys, it's Oktoberfest, and they come here to barroom brawl. That's what they are. Indeed, and Smash coming off now over his man. Back in the rope.
And power slam by Animal.
Power slam there by Animal. Hooks the leg. Gets to it. Well, there you saw that Hawk was holding.
You know, everybody talks about they should have gotten more out of a Demolition Legion of Doom feud. What would have happened if they aligned with each other? Like, could you imagine, like, Axe and Smash and Hawk and Animal working like 8-man tags on the same side? There's the Warrior. How many bad Germany jokes are you going to make, Vince? I'm already tired of it. Boot to the face. Warrior with a shoulder block, sends him down. Shoulder block, sends him down. Clothesline, down he goes. Smash comes in, gets a body slam. Yeah, Demolition is getting destroyed here. And a body slam on Crush. The Legion of Demolition. Legion of Demolition versus Steamboat, Savage, Hogan, and Warrior. Jesus. How awesome would that be? Oh, look at that. They're getting offense in on Warrior. I'm a little surprised. Maybe a Survivor Series match. That would have been a good one.
Taking his knock worse there. And the worst to be yet to come if you'll pardon the pun for the Ultimate Warrior. But what I was telling you was what, Vincent? The Demolition is a team. They've worked for years as a team. Yes, and that's exactly what they're doing now. Except it's a double team. It's a triple team. And the referee, no doubt.
Wasn't there a monster movie called Legion? Exorcist 3 was called Legion.
Be the referee for something like this. Would you get in there? Where's your hat? I would not like to be the vice to Ralph for this one, no, sir.
Vince, I'm ready to throw something at the screen right now. If you make one more Germany pun, I swear to God. Is that movie any good? It's better than it has any right to be. And like, because Exorcist 3, you would think like, oh my God, that's going to be terrible, especially considering how bad Exorcist 2 is. But Exorcist 3, not that bad. It's surprisingly solid. Oh, and there comes the Legion of Doom to help out.
Smash clotheslining to the kidneys, and Animal's on the outside, and right now.
Here we go, Demolisher. They're going for it. Oh, no, Hawk breaks it up. How bad was Exorcist 2? I've never seen any of those movies. If you like the first Exorcist, Exorcist 2 is one of the worst sequels ever. If you don't like the first Exorcist, Exorcist 2 is a confusing mess that makes no sense. I mean, it's confusing and makes no sense even if you saw the first movie, so. Back elbow. Hawk is in there. Got the hot tag. Did you all hear that? Bitch outsmarted me. I don't know how you did that, but... Ah! Fuck! Thought I'd beaten it. Stupid Alexa just did a run-in. Clothesline, clothesline. So many clotheslines. Okay, flying shoulder tackle and the big splash. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was basically not a complete squash, but a glorified squash. Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you won, Alexa. What was the worst match of Backlash 2008? Why are the Road Warriors putting Ultimate Warrior on their shoulder, a la Liz? God, that Rhythm and Blues logo looks so bad. Why? Vince, you approved that. Yeah, Exorcist, if you're interested in checking it out, I highly recommend it. It's my personal favorite, horror movie ever made. See, last week we got a lot of stupid sketches on 27, but it was balanced out with some excellent matches. This, we're getting the stupid sketches and not so good matches. So, yeah, I bet you won, Alexa. You ain't getting Alexa. Not gonna happen. Nice wig for Lanny there. Akeem was still there at this point? Holy shit. There's, oh God, Brett, why? First of all, this was clearly filmed during the daytime. Jim Cornette reacts to the Alexa storyline. Goddamn stupid motherfucker needs to take that piece of technology and just rip that fucker out of the wall. Feud over. God. Fuck's not that hard. The fuck's wrong with you, Patrick? Motherfucker. I'll kill you.
In his ear, he can join this festive occasion, but you won't miss out because Oktoberfest continues.
Oh my God. Again, I could forgive it if it was funny, but it's not funny. Here we go. We got Randy. Randy makes everything better by default. Oh yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, getting the royal treatment. Yeah, because I'm the king of professional wrestling.
There's the great Martin Luther King. There's Don King. There's Larry King. I even got a king in my home.
You got a king in your house?
Absolutely. Your king. Come on, roll over there. No, not you, Sherry. That's a good poof.
I like this outfit. I like the blue jacket. That looks great.
Well, Dusty Rhodes, but pretty soon, he very well could be ready to lock up with the Ultimate Warrior.
Right there, Scary Sherry is the only person the Ultimate Warrior is afraid of.
Ever seen that clip of Cornette screaming at a fast food employee? Oh, yeah, that's a classic. Of course I've seen that. Randy Savage versus Black Machismo Jay Lethal. Savage would win. You can't beat the original, right?
Would you let anyone slap you in the face not once, twice, but 3 times?
I don't know about that.
I would have knocked her out.
Oh, the Ultimate Warrior. Too much respect for women to do anything like that. But right
Here's the American Dream, Dustin Rhodes getting funky like a monkey in public, if you will. Why is he dressed like Papa Shango?
what can I say? I'm in the polka dot. The Dream, get down. Look at that. He is serious.
Very serious.
What?
This right here is probably
He's got red polka dots. I guess that means he's mad. He's a American Dream. Oh, he hugs his son. Aw.
He's got his son Dustin, and right there, I love that. That's enough inspiration for
God,
anybody to go
look how big Dustin is.
It's a
That guy is like ridiculously tall. Who's more fun to imitate, Savage or Dusty? I personally have more fun with Savage because my Savage is better than my Dusty. My Dusty's not very good, but my Savage is at least, like, okay. Not great, but okay.
Yeah, well, right now, the Macho King better have his mind on Dusty Rhodes, and he does it. Look at that. He's gonna...
Okay, now his actual ring gear, Randy Savage looks like he made his ring gear out of a bunch of neckties. Like, he took, like, a bunch of neckties, sewed them together, and that's what he ended up with. I'm disappointed that Dustin Rhodes didn't block me for tweeting him about Black Rain.
Oh, nice maneuver. What a whip to the buckle. Fucking down, fucking chicken.
Dusty Rhodes, for the first 10 minutes, is one of the hardest competitors ever to deal with. He's got a tenacity, second to nobody, and you're there.
Yes, they do. I believe they do. Dustin, his son, looking on. Reversal now, the dream coming off. Over. No.
Oh, backslide by Dusty. Got it. 1, 2. Ooh. What went right? Randy Savage. Everything. Talent, ability, promos. Hey, look, bro. There's an anonymous GM. Guy in charge. Okay, bro? He keeps screwing over the Zoo and the AWO. So the AWO and the Zoo have an unlikely alliance to find out. Listen, bro. This because mystery is, you know, what sells the story. They have an unlikely alliance to find out who the GM is. And it is revealed to be, get this, bro, Alexa. Goddamn, it's a fucking Echo Dot, bro. I'm telling you, we can do a cross-promotional stuff with Amazon. It would be great for... Echo, stop! Fuck! You ruined my Russo, you bitch. What went right? Dusty Rhodes. Pure charisma. Pure charisma. I mean, you can't teach what Dusty's got. Dolphins versus Jets tomorrow. Who's going to win? Well, if I'm basing it off week 1, I would put money on the Jets, but we'll see.
Likewise, the same is happening on the other end with Dustin Rhodes to encourage his dad Dusty to get out.
He's definitely an
Okay, Savage has got him in a sleeper hold.
It's the best side of Sherry I've ever seen.
They just did a zoom. They had a close-up on Sherry's ass, and Piper said, whoa, that's the best shot of Sherry I've ever seen. Oh, look who's in the crowd. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And Virgil. Metroid Prime 2 has a subtitle of... Yeah, I know what the subtitle is. I know what it is.
He's giving out money.
You know, he's buying.
Looks like you need the Zoo and the AWO to help you over there. Maybe. Just feed my Echo Dot to a shark. He just bribed 2 people in the crowd to give up their seats. So DiBiase could sit and watch the Dusty Rhodes match. And they're torturing poor Dustin.
He's tearing it up. And he just threw it into Virgil's face. That's a gutsy kick. That's a very gutsy kick.
Do that head turn again. I can't. It's got to be natural. It's like Alexa's got to interrupt me again.
Dustin Rhodes has a seat now. Still encouraging his dad. What's the $1 Million bro? They're going to have a seat as well. Flanking Dustin Rhodes.
Okay, so we've got Ted DiBiase sitting next to Dustin Rhodes and Virgil.
Dustin may be in trouble here.
Perhaps. Man, a nice shoulder block by Dustin. You're right, he is in trouble. Wait a minute, what's going down here?
Oh, DiBiase's getting in Dustin's face. Oh, and Dusty, he wants to go after Ted. You took Sweet Sapphire away from me, $1 Million Man. Were those real fans or plants? Probably plants, I would think. What happens when you yell loudly in an open area or a cave? The sound reverberates off the walls. That's what happens. I know what you're trying to do, dude. Ain't happening. Oh, look at Sherry. Get some choking in there. Sierra Hotel, India. What's E in the in the NATO phonetic alphabet? I don't know what E is. I'm a little rusty on my NATO phonetic alphabet. It's Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. Don't know E. Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa. What's Q? I actually don't know what Q is. Is it Queen? I want to say it's Queen, but that I might be wrong there. R is Romeo. S is Sierra. T? I'm not sure. It's T. Shit, what's T in the NATO phonetic alphabet? Tatanka Buffalo? Sure, why not? Tango. That's it. Yeah, T is Tango. So Tango, uniform? I think uniform is U. Violet is V, I think. Whiskey, X-ray, Yankee, and Zulu. But I don't know. I don't know what he is. So let me look that up and see how right I was. NATO phonetic alphabet. Ah, I got V wrong. It was Victor. Other than that, I think I was right. Quebec was Q. Okay, Q is Quebec. All right. E, it's blanked out. I don't know what that says. No, Zulu. Zulu. Z is Zulu. Do E. I will not do E. Oh, look at that. Body slam, fella. We got this cool match going here, guys. E is Echo. E is Echo. There is no Zulu, only Zulu. Oh, there you go. Oh, Dustin and DiBiase getting into it. This will eventually set up that Royal Rumble tag match in '91. Oh, and Dusty can't even see. His son's getting beat up by Virgil and DiBiase. They're beating your son. Oh, now they're hitting him with a wooden chair. Oh, now Dusty sees it. Up here, Savage. Off the top. Dusty goes into the rail. Which is better, Ghostbusters 2 or the 2016 Ghostbusters? Savage just won by countout. Oh, Dustin's busted. It's all heels here, man. Savage wins. DiBiase's beating the shit out of Dustin. But which is better? Look, Ghostbusters 2 at least gave us Vigo the Carpathian and Peter McNichols. So I'll say Ghostbusters 2. Neither is great. Both are actually quite lame, but Ghostbusters 2 at least gave us a little bit of something. Oh, poor Dustin. And the NES Power Pad. Yep, yeah, they gave us that too. Oh, poor Dusty, consoling his kid. My baby boy! Dusty, no! Dusty, yes! I'm the Vince of YouTube. Did you hear Stephanie McMahon's hilarious comedy act during a press conference? I did not. No. How am I the Vince of YouTube?
Jimmy Hart, who, by the way, also manages the tag team in our path tonight, Rhythm and Blues. But the path we're taking, brother, is an Autobahn. No speed.
70 said, 70 had a great joke. She said, WWE is successful because we listen to our friends. You mean fans, right?
They won't be strumming their guitars.
Oh God, Tugboat. I look at Tugboat and I just get angry. Like, fuck you, Tugboat. I didn't even like Tugboat as a kid.
Me and the Hulkster have felt the devastation of the earthquake. It was like the Hindenburg crashing on our chests. But since they were both undergone,
yeah, I did hear that. I did hear she said that. Yeah.
Now we're earthquake proof. And if we have to go through Rhythm and Blues to get to you, Earthquake and Dino Bravo, then that's moving the bar. Yeah, Jimmy Hart.
What do you think of Steph comparing 9/11 to the steroid trial? You know, when people say that rich people are completely out of touch, that, yeah, a little out of touch.
So what you gonna do when Hair Hulkster and Hair Tugboat Barbarian cream you?
Bavarian cream you?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
Ugh.
Cheese factory, authentic Bavarian cheese that is being
And now we've got the Bushwhackers messing around with knives. I don't know if that's a good idea. Cutting cheese. They're cutting cheese, guys. The Bushwhackers are cutting cheese. It's funny. It's funny because it's a play on words. They're cutting cheese. It's a visual metaphor for farting. It's funny. It's fucking funny, says Vince McMahon. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What kind of cheese is that?
What is it, cousin? I want to have a smell of this. Here, mate, that's goat cheese. You are lovely, mate. Oh, yeah.
Passing gas can be hilarious, but not in this type of situation. Not like this.
Wait a minute.
That looks like Colby. You've got full
Try this, cousin. The special. This is for you. Oh, you already know it. From under cheese. Oh, boy. Cheese from back home. Oh, my God. You like that, cousin? Oh, it's lovely.
Oh, what's left?
Look at this, cousin.
Say that, but in a Vince voice. I don't know if I can do a Vince voice at this point. My throat's kind of like scratchy. Too much yelling and screaming doing other imitations. I want to see the early 90s Bushwhackers interacting with the New Day when they were funny. What's the New Day like now? Because I haven't been watching them at all lately.
All right.
Blah!
Lord Alfred Hayes is standing by right now. Lord Alfred, what's brewing over at your end? Lord Alfred.
Hashtag Patrick versus Alexa.
Actually, it's quite nice here, Schumacher. It reminds me of the time when we were on the Danube. There were swans swimming in the river. The sky was a wonderful blue. Everything was happening. What a wonderful cruise it was. And I had this go.
See, Alfred Hayes is getting drunk.
Apparently, we're still having some technical difficulties. From the cheese factory, let's go back to the arena. Oh, boy.
Oh, God. And every time I see Rhythm and Blues, I just feel so sorry for Greg. I'm so sorry they did that to you, man. Ugh. Did you see the bit in Triple Mania where Phoenix was bleeding and the camera was on him the whole time? I did, yeah. Botchamania showed that clip. It's like, guys, that's where it's like, okay, were the production guys, like, asleep the entire night? Because there was a bunch of stuff, like Vampiro, like, not getting his music played right away and him, like, cursing at them and yelling at him the whole time, which was awkward as hell. But, like, things like Phoenix blading on camera and them not cutting away from him. It's like, guys, are you even, like, watching the show that you're producing? Good Lord. Okay, now, people remember this era of WWF. Like, the late 80s, early 90s is like a golden age for tag team wrestling. You know, with the NWA as well. But in the WWF, like, this was like a gold mine for tag teams. Rhythm and Blues might be the worst tag team out of that era. Like, of all the teams I had, like, Rhythm and Blues, I look at that team and I go, no, I reject all of this. Where's my fucking music? How often would you blaze if you were a wrestler? I would try not to blaze. I've never done pot. I don't like the idea of not being in control of my actions. So I would even like to get super drunk. Worse than the Dynamic Dudes? Dynamic Dudes were, no, they're not worse than the Dynamic Dudes, but they were WCW, NWA. Well, technically NWA, but yeah, they sucked. God, Hogan looks so out of place here. He's with Rhythm and Blues and Tugboat. It's like, Hogan, what are you doing, man? Oh my God! I'm a blah. Hulk Hogan, look at his physique. Look at him. God. Matt Riddle apparently uses pot for medicinal reasons. Well, it has medicinal properties, so. Hogan, did Hogan ever think it's like, yeah, they tried to make me get Tugboat over. Honky Tonk Man and Hulk Hogan had a WWF title match on a past episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. Greg, I am so sorry that they did this to you. Oh, Hogan with a double clothesline. Elbow drop. And an elbow on Honky. And a meeting of the minds. Boom. Tugboat versus Typhoon versus Shockmaster. Tugboat would win. He's the only one of the three that ever won a title.
The hammer is being hammered right now, and here comes the tag to the big Tugboat. Ran down across the arm.
Dude! Tugboat sucks. I'm sure Fred Ottman's a really nice guy, but Tugboat sucked. Stop calling him the Tugster, please. Sounds dirty. Oh, Hogan going up to the second rope. Whoa, whoa, Hogan. Don't get too aerial on us now, man. How would a Pentagon versus Kevin Steen match in ECW go? It would be super violent, I can tell you that. Oh my God. I feel so bad for Greg. I can't get over it. Like, Greg, why did they do this to you? So when anybody complains about, like, wrestlers they like getting saddled with stupid gimmicks, keep in mind, this was not like a new thing that just started in the modern era. This happened. This has been going on since back then. Oh, now Tugboat has Honky Tonk and a bear hug. See, now the Elvis impersonator gimmick works for Honky Tonk because he looks the part, he acts the part. Greg looks so out of place here. Like, how? Just how? Why? What's a stupid gimmick in the Attitude Era? Beaver Cleavage. Holy shit, that was terrible. What about the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers in ECW? It would be a spot fest, that's for sure. Did you see the clip of Phoenix accidentally heel kicking that woman at Triple Mania? I did. Yeah, that was also on the Botch Mania clip. Who's Beaver Cleavage? Beaver Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver was a show from like the 1950s. And this gimmick in the Attitude Era, so 40 years after the fact, was a reference to Beaver Cleaver, who has like an incestual relationship with his mom. And that was like the gimmick. And it literally lasted like 2 weeks. Everyone hated it, and it was stupid. What wasn't on Botchamania from Triple Mania? Good question. I probably saw the whole show.
And again, they're really taking advantage of Tugboat. Come on, Tugger. Get on up there. White chokehold, a freak out put on Honky Tonk.
This is the WWF. If you ain't
Why do the fans like Tugboat? I don't understand. Like, this is like the fans are wrong. It's like a Principal Skinner thing. It's like, am I so out of touch? No. No, the fans are wrong. What went wrong? Tugboat. Core concept. At least we didn't get Sheik Tugboat. At least that didn't happen. Double elbow, but he moved out of the way. Here comes Hogan. Oh, my God. Blobbity, 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 blow. Oh, down goes Jimmy. Oh, God, Jimmy got tied up in the ropes. Did you see the main event for Triple Mania, how everyone's face got exposed? Yes. Yes, I did see that. Jimmy's getting the hell out of Dodge. He's too embarrassed to be a part of this match. Big Axe Bomber. We got the Axe Bomber. More elbows. How many elbow drops has Hogan dropped in this match?
Hogan almost disqualified there. The Hulkster really into the match, really pouring it on to bring down the Valentine.
Back elbow.
To the chest area. Giving a signal now to the big Hulkster. Hogan with Valentine on his feet, maybe not for long.
Big boot on Valentine.
And you know what happened, Jack? Right after that, 1, 2, 3, to the roof. Wait a minute, Triple just grabbed the Hulkster. Watch out! Look out!
Oh, here comes Earthquake and Dino Bravo. And the only singles match on the whole card had like 5 run-ins. Yeah, Triple Mania sounded like a disaster. Like, it sounded really bad. I read the results initially, and it was like, wow, that sounds terrible. And then I saw the Botchamania clips. I'm like, oh my God. Wow. Double clothesline on Valentine. This match has already gone on way too long.
Hulk Hogan, Tugboat, the Big Boss Man, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan at the Survivor Series. And take a look, what, baby, we're talking.
Big splash, avalanche by Tugger. The Tugster. The penis puller. Tugboat. Oh, he's got the guitar. He's got the guitar. Oh, big guitar shot. Tugboat goes flying. Seriously, Rhythm and Blues loses by DQ? Did they really need to be protected? Hogan, that was Dino Bravo. And here comes Earthquake. Is Hogan going to get beat down by all 4? Looks like it. Is this the worst episode of Saturday Night's Main Event? So far, and like of all the ones we've watched so far, I'd say this is probably the worst one. It's just such a, like, there's just nothing, very little to enjoy so far. The only thing I have kind of enjoyed was the Savage Dusty Rhodes match. And that was because of DiBiase beating up on Dustin. Power slam by Earthquake. I'll say this was probably Hogan's, like, least remarkable Saturday Night's Main Event match ever. And, oh, big avalanche splash. Hogan getting beat down. Now, this is actually kind of neat. I'll say, like, the heels all beating down on Hogan and holding him down for Earthquake to do the splash. Oh, there's Tugboat making himself useful. He just hit Earthquake with a guitar. Yeah, Tugboat and Hogan, not as good as the Mega Powers. What went wrong? Saturday night's main event in 2006 to 2008. We'll find out when we get there. We're getting close. We've got 3 more episodes. We've got 1 more episode for NBC after this. Then the 2 on Fox. And then we go into the 2006, 2007, 2008 episodes. And so we're almost there, guys. It's like, wow, this is... Because Saturday night's main event started off so hot and so interesting and so entertaining. And now we're getting into, like, the down years where it was getting close to getting canceled. And now... Then once we get to 2006, 2007, it's going to be like, holy shit, why did they bring this back if they were going to treat it like this? I can't believe Triple H made Jeff Jarrett their world champion in 2018. Oh, yay, more Oktoberfest. Huzzah. I will be honest, those sausages do look good. So do those pretzels.
It's the traditional Bavarian Oktoberfest sausage stuffing contest. Presiding over this event, the master sausage stuffer himself, the genius.
Okay, that's kind of funny. Like, the genius is the king of sausage stuffing. I'm like, okay, that's funny.
Teaming up with the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, Jim the Apple Earhart and Brett the Hitman.
I'm sure Brett loved being a part of this.
Their opponents are captained by Mr. Fuji and include the Orient Express of Sato and Tanaka. Now, gentlemen, the rules are quite...
Which was the best year for Saturday night's main event? I'd say 89. 89 with 86 at a close second.
We're off and running with the sausage stuffing competition. I don't know, Hacksaw, that's your bag. Look at the Heart Foundation. Oh, the anvil. Ready, go.
How would Jim Cornette react to this? Not well. Not well at all.
You're watching all this, genius. What are your thoughts?
The genius is a master of the art of stuffing sausage. A true inspector Marvin Heitness. Inferior intelligence should stop the Heart Foundation. By default, I pick the Orient Express.
All right, the thoughts of the genius. Gentlemen, we're getting down to the short spokes here. Get ready.
From the shows from these streams, I think I'd like 86 the most. Yeah, the 86 had a pretty strong run of episodes.
2, 1, it's up.
Oh no, you lost at sausage stuffing. Oh no, guys. I wouldn't even care that much. Oh, now we got Lord Alfred Hayes still drunk.
One of them had no arms, the other one had no legs, the other one didn't have a head.
Apparently, we're still experiencing some technical difficulties.
How would Cornette react to world peace? He'd hate it because it's like, God, I need to be angry, yell, scream at people. What's all this bullshit about everybody loves each other? Bullshit. Fuck you. Oh, God. What if you lost your sausage, Patrick? Well, I'd be very upset if I lost my sausage, but, you know.
There's the brand. You will recall, Hot Rod, it was SummerSlam when Bobby the Brain Heaton, on behalf of Mr. Perfect, in only 10 days' time, accepted a challenge from Kerry Von Erich. And of course, the result...
Okay, we've got an Intercontinental title match. Kerry Von Erich versus Haku. Here we go. Kerry Von Erich. The Intercontinental Champion at this point. One of the forgotten Intercontinental Champions. I remember really liking him, too. Like, when I was a kid, I really liked the Texas Tornado, but he just didn't get... He just didn't quite get over the way I think they were hoping he would. King Haku versus Minoru Suzuki. I mean, Jesus Christ. That match would be a horror movie all to itself.
But this here, Haku is the guy that Kerry Von Erich has to deal with now. And that's a tall order.
Indeed it is. Yeah. What's this?
You give me that right now, we'll call it even. You give me that right now, give it to him, we'll call it even. Because you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt bad, pal. Don't talk to me. You got your hands full.
Bobby Heenan being a dick is already one of the best parts of this episode. I got Fire Pro Wrestling World, and I'm tempted to create Haku just to do that match. Why not? Why do we live in the past? Is that a philosophical question?
Nice arm drag takedown. And a charging away to the body slam. Wait a minute, there's a toe hold. Almost applied on the head of Haku.
Smart on the part of Haku. What does your amateur wrestling coach say when you're in trouble? Look at where you are. If you're in trouble, it's not a team together. We have to go ahead and take the team out of the ring. We're not there to win points.
What went right? Bobby Heenan. Pure talent. Dude was funny, quick-witted, perfect for the roles he was given.
Tornado. With extraordinary strength all over, certainly in his hands. When he applies the claw hold, which he attempted to do earlier on, he has like 5 times the normal man's strength. It's extraordinary.
Oh, so he's like Ivan Drago. He hits 4 times. Oh, sleeper hold by Haku.
Right now, Haku is in control of things. Oh, come on, don't fall for that route. Bobby Heenan trying to distract the official. Oh, come on. Slipping down into a chokehold, Haku, no doubt. We're there to check it out.
Official doing a good job, though. He had his eye on goal. You know, Bobby Heenan doesn't fool all the people all the time.
I just got a text from somebody telling me that BoJack Horseman on Netflix is a depressing show. That's an understatement. By the way, Bobby Roode is teaming with Chad Gable, supposedly to turn Roode heel. I mean, Roode should have been heel a long time ago. Will Taker break kayfabe once he retires? Maybe. I mean, I think, like, if there's anybody I'd love to see give a shoot interview or write a book, it's Taker. Because, goddamn, the stories that dude must have.
He's searching for something. He's searching for something.
Look at Bobby. Bobby's the best thing in this match.
Right now, formed by Haku. Retaliation by the Texas Tornado.
Can you imagine Taker's Hall of Fame speech? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he just went up there and, like, did, like, some of the theatrical gaga and just, like, put his arms up and the lights go out and thunder strikes and then just left.
And Haku continues with his shoulder blocks. Now holding a tornado off to the middle of the ring. Nice spot. And the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, having his problems.
Okay, this match has already gone on too long. I'm ready for it to be over. Oh.
You never want to give Haku an edge. Once he gets an edge, he will take it to you. Oh, he's coming back.
The Texas Tornado, look at Haku. Whips him out of that side of the... Oh, yeah, there's a claw hold.
He's got it. Iron Claw. Is he going to do the tornado punch? Did people know Kane was Glenn Jacobs before he unmasked? Yes, it had come out online that he was discus punch. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Mercifully, that match is over. The dream sequence at the end of season 1 where BoJack imagines the life he could have had makes me tear up. Yeah, dude, that show gets heavy. Heavy. I mean, it's funny and everything, but man, when it gets, dude, like when it gets real, that show gets fucking just soul crushing.
Hulk Hogan, I'm sure the question in everyone's mind, just what are the extent of your injuries tonight?
Aye, Captain, steady as she goes. Maybe we took a little water on the port bow, but we're still afloat. You know something? 1 is bottle in. 2's cool with me. Jimmy Hart, May 3, Big Man. We could have taken on the whole family. That's right, brother. Up to tonight, everybody thought I was just a tugboat. Well, brother, after I was hanging and banging with you, and you showed me how to take a channel on energy from those Hulkamaniacs, it turned me into a full-fledged battleship, brother. Those torpedo tubes were loaded.
I cannot believe that the plan for WrestleMania 7 was Hulk Hogan versus Sheik Tugboat. I just can't, like, who the hell thought? Thank God it never even came close to materializing, but good God.
We're declaring war
Have you watched a bit of season 3? I've watched all of it. And I think the new season's coming at the end of the month.
Rhythm and blues, man. You're not going to be strumming those guitars anymore when we declare war on you at sea. And as far as Earthquake and Dino Bravo goes,
there should be a wrestler that comes up and you never find out who he is. He is never revealed. Yeah, that'd be cool if they could pull that off.
Only the best are selected by my little hosters. And after we get done swabbing the deck with you, brother, me and the tugboat are going to put our guns at your back. As you walk the plank, and as we push you over the edge, you're going to sink 20,000 leagues under the sea, right down by Davy Jones's locker.
Jesus Christ. You can't say that Hogan promos aren't entertaining. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yet to come here on Saturday night's main event, the matchup between Koko Beware and Sgt. Slaughter. Plus, we'll hear from WWF champion, the Ultimate Warrior. And then we'll hear from the Macho King Randy Savage as the Oktoberfest.
Oh, we've got a Warrior promo and a Savage promo coming up. Maybe the show will be saved from pure hilarity. The part where Bojack almost sleeps with his friend's daughter, like, what the fuck? Yeah, well, I'm sorry I read that out loud because it's kind of a spoiler, but yeah. Koko Beware. Who's he jobbing to tonight? Sgt. Slaughter. The freshly turned heel Iraqi sympathizer, Sgt. Slaughter.
Leading Sgt. Slaughter into the ring is his commanding officer, General Adnan. You know what? It's a sorry day to see some of our rights abused. But if anyone is abusing the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, it's Sgt. Slaughter and this General Adnan waving of all things the Iraqi flag before this capacity crowd. I think that's disgusting, and it's taking liberties that should not be taken here in the United States.
Only in the United States do they allow a man like Slaughter to take it.
He did. Slaughter did get a world title run, and I liked Slaughter as this heel. I thought he played the role well. I kind of liked it. Don't talk down to a Hall of Famer. I already did. I like Koko, but, you know, he lost a lot. It's kind of what he was known for.
And General Adnan with medals dripping off his chest. I wonder what those medals represent, my brother.
Cleaning sewers. They give them over in Iraq all the time. Oh, you flushed the toilet. Good boy. Nice change. Give them a medal.
Well, now Sgt. Slaughter aligning himself.
So this is the last match of this episode.
Degrading any position he has ever held here in the United States. The man should not be known as a sergeant at all. Right now, Koko is going to maybe teach him a little lesson.
An underrated Mania for me is 28. A lot of people like that one. I like the Hell in a Cell match and Cena Rock. Other than that, I was kind of like, it's fine. You know, didn't hate it. I wouldn't say I hated that Mania.
Yes, indeed. 2 words. You must have been studying for years. You're going to get it. Well, we're going to find out who's going to get it here. Koko Beware. Locking up with Sgt.
All right. They lock up.
Will we see a clean break? Not on your life.
Arm drag by Koko. Oh, my God. This might end up being the best match on the show. Cena Rock is overhated. I didn't dislike that match. I think I wouldn't call it a favorite, but I did enjoy it. Now, their second one that I was in attendance for, it was clear as day that the fans didn't want to see a rematch between those two.
Koko now being set up. Off the rope,
Oh, big shoulder block, but Sarge didn't move.
get in the back truck. You can say what you want to about Slaughter, but he's...
I got into a fist fight with Serpentor, motherfucker. Drop kick and Sarge goes down. Into the corner. Oh, Coco missed with the splash. Just a few weeks, Coco would be the first person to take an Undertaker tombstone. Oh, there's Frankie. Remember when animal sidekicks were a thing? Yeah, it kind of was. The second was, and the problem with the second one, they had an opportunity. That might have been their best opportunity to turn Cena heel. The only way he could beat Rock is if he turned heel. And how would Cena turn heel? It's revealed that he's the one that was behind the Shield the whole time. But they didn't do that, so because fuck all of us. God forbid you make your show interesting, Vince. Oh.
If you can get his legs, the pins out from under him, you got him covered.
Rocket Slaughter a moment ago, ramming the forearm to the lower back area. Certainly, all of this is taking its toll on Coco the winner. Coco in the corner.
Coco could come back. He's the kind of guy that can absorb a lot of punches.
Backbreaker by Sarge.
Another cover by Slaughter. This could very well be. Yeah, Coco kicks out of there.
All right. Back nine, shut up, I'll slap you myself.
Turn your fan off. No, it's hot in here. Oh, look at that swinging neck breaker. Drop kick. Another drop kick by Coco. Oh my God, this might be the best match on the show. Versus the Irish whip. Coco ducks. Oh, into a bear hug. Oh, stun gun.
Showing his experience, Slaughter knew exactly where he was in the ring. Didn't let Coco's on.
Oh, this was Slaughter's original finisher when he came in as this heel character. Yeah, that looks terrible. Okay, so before he used the camel clutch as his heel finisher during this role, he was using like this move where he would take like his knuckles and crush it into the guy's head, and that would get a submission. I'm sure if you did that for real, it would really hurt, but it looks stupid, and it looks like he's noogieing him to death. So it's probably for the best that they changed it to the camel clutch. Somebody's coming out. Oh, it's Nikolai Volkov. Nikolai Volkov loves America now because the Soviet Union fell. Ever hear Vince do commentary for the WBF? I swear to God, it sounds like he's ejaculating every second. I did listen to some of that commentary. You're not wrong. I thought Bobby Heenan's commentary was hilarious because you could so tell he didn't give a shit. I know he got Slick dancing. Now I got Neidhart dancing. Yay, Oktoberfest. This is so much fun. Isn't it fun, guys? It's fun. Alfred's drunk. What went wrong, Oktoberfest? I'm sure Vince thought it was funny. Vampiro was so done at Triple Mania. He looked like he did not want to be there. Oh, now we got the requisite food fight. Yep. It's a rule in a WWE show. If you set up a tray of food or a party, It has to end in a food fight. Where's Hacksaw going to throw that cake? At Mean Gene. Sure, why not? I wonder if the wrestlers hated being a part of this or if they were like, "Hey, fuck it, I'm getting paid." I still can't believe Akeem was still here at this point. That's like surreal to me. Yes, all contract signings have to end with a brawl. Happy Sunday. Yes, it's past midnight.
The WWE Oktoberfest continues with comments from the Macho King and comments as well from the Ultimate Warrior.
I'm so ready for the show to be over. This one. Okay, now what crazy bullshit is Warrior going to say? Who has completely repainted his face, by the way, after the match earlier in the show.
Suffered some degree of humiliation. When on the Brother Love Show, sensational Queen Sherry challenged you on behalf of the Macho King Randy Savage to a championship bout, and then further taunted you by not slapping you once, not slapping you twice, but 3 times. First, your reaction to those slaps.
As walking as a commander of a legion of warriors as great as mine, I need not lower myself in striking to the God of the World Wrestling Federation. For you, sensational Sherry, represent no challenge, and the humiliation you think you have caused me will only further enrage my legion of warriors. For when I find you, Macho King, behind the skirt of sensational Sherry, then you will realize I accept that challenge. For this I live and breathe, and for that reason, Macho King, you shall fall to the full power of the Ultimate
Warriors on the
He was kind of coherent there.
Well, you heard it.
Were Savage and Warrior good friends backstage? I have no idea if they were friends. I know they worked well together.
Sensational Sherry, you are now the #1 contender for the WWF Heavyweight Champion. You slapping the Ultimate Warrior not once, not twice, but 3 times, starting, if you'll excuse the pun, quite a furor in the WWF Wrestling. Tell me something. Don't you think you got just a little over your head?
I didn't get anything above my head. Ultimate Warrior, you're a coward then, you're a coward now. The only thing that you have done is seal your destiny. Ultimate Warrior, the Macho King is going to take that belt from you. He's going to rub your face right in front of all your little stinking warriors. And then he's going to wear that belt with just as much pride as he wears that crown. And you'll be no more.
No more.
No more.
No more. Once in future World Wrestling Federation champion
Savage, who has completely changed his outfit from what he was wearing earlier in the show. So this was either taped separately or Warrior and Savage are so up. Roddy just committed sexual harassment. He patted Sherry on the butt.
Oktoberfest so far, certainly the Ultimate Warrior did, as well as Legion of Doom. They were victorious.
They were victorious, but the Ultimate Warrior now has to face King Macho Randy Savage.
Indeed he shall. And then from there, Hulk Hogan in the Tugster. Likely
Stop calling him the Tugster, Jesus.
Earthquake and Dino Bravo.
Almost got flattened like a German pancake on the earthquake.
Stop with the German joke. Oh my God.
Still going on.
This is painful.
Mean Gene Okerlund standing by. Lord Alfred Hayes on his way down, so we understand. Had he stuck his earpiece in his ear earlier, he could have joined the festivities all along. Let's take you.
Oh my God, it's funny.
And Lord Alfred Hayes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Thank you very much, Vince McMahon. I'd like to say the things that
Matt Stryker was trying to make the best of things at Triple Mania. Yes, he was. That dude deserves a Medal of Honor. Having to sit there with Vampiro, who was losing his shit the whole night.
And now look at you. You polluted everything here. Absolutely everything.
didn't you stick it in your ear?
You didn't call me dirty.
Why didn't you stick it in your ear?
Zombie, I don't want to be associated with you anymore. This
Yeah, the food fight is still going. Oh, I think Hayes just corpsed. I miss JBL. Is JBL not at the booth? Oh, I guess he's not. I don't know. I haven't been watching.
Right after the Survivor Series, we'll have more World Wrestling Federation action. I'm on my way to the food fight.
Oh my God. So that concludes this episode of Saturday Night's Main Event, which might be the worst episode we've watched so far. Oh my God. Yeah, I think the best things on this show were the Sergeant Slaughter Coco match, believe it or not, and just Ted DiBiase beating up on Dustin. That was the best stuff on the show. Everything else was just, oh God. The Oktoberfest stuff was really not funny, and it dominated way too much of a show that didn't have like a marquee match to really carry it. Oh man, that was not good. that was not a good episode. Unfortunately, it's also the last episode for 1990. Next week we will watch the only episode of Saturday Night's Main Event in 1991. And that would be the final Saturday Night's Main Event on NBC, the end of an era. So next week's episode is going to be a big one. Closing of the door for Saturday Night's Main Event. But then from there, we'll move on to the Fox episodes. And I will have a lot to say about all of those. But yeah, thank you all for staying up late with me on a Saturday watching the stream. Hopefully you all had fun. Had fun talking to all you guys. And yeah, have fun watching NFL tomorrow. If your team sucks, it's going to be a rough one. But I still don't know if my team sucks yet, so we'll find out. We've got the main event spot Sunday night, so please don't be terrible, Giants, please, for the love of God. So anyway, that's all I have for you tonight. Thanks again, everyone, for watching, and stay tuned for more videos next week. My next my first kaiju movie review video, I couldn't get it done Friday night like I wanted because my power went out because of the weather, so it kind of fucked up all my plans. So hopefully I can get that video to you guys next week, and I'll have a few other videos lined up, and the next week's stream will happen on Saturday. So hopefully earlier in the day than 9 p.m., but here's hoping. But like I said, that's all I have for you now. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. You all have a good night, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.